Fun.
Is everyone's instruments tuned? And welcome to I Need a Hobby, a podcast. I'm this week's host, Chris, and to my left, he's offering music lessons of his favorite instrument. And yes, he thinks mayonnaise is an instrument, Andrew.
Hello.
And to my right, he wanted to learn an instrument to impress the ladies, so he bought a kazoo. Alex.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Oh, you know what you should learn? The birthday party, you know that that air horn thing?
It like unravels?
Yeah.
What do you call that?
I don't know.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
A blowhorn?
I don't know what they're called.
Are those birthday party gags?
Yeah.
I mean,
What are you talking about? You never used it at a
it's
birthday
like a
party?
kazoo, but
I
it
don't know
has
if I
like a
have.
streamer on the end of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That unravels.
Wait, you don't know what those are?
No, I know what they are.
Kind
I
of sounds
don't know what kind
Yeah.
of birthday parties you're going to is all.
What are you talking about? That's like watch any TV show that you see birthday parties with that
Were
thing
those
in
the
it.
birthday parties?
I don't know what else.
Yeah,
it would be
TV show
for.
birthday parties, celebrities, child stars. Those are the
Sure,
birthday parties
sure.
I was going to.
Okay.
And they had
'Cause you
those
were a
streamer
child
things.
star.
I think they're called. No, they're not called streamers.
Have we
Is-
mentioned that you
I
were a
think they
child
might
star
just
before?
be kazoos.
No, yeah, we have not mentioned that.
The Mickey Mouse Club, was that that was you?
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
All right, let's tell
Um,
the folks what this podcast is about.
So
before we get into too much birthday talk.
here at I Need a Hobby, as two normal men, one former child star, each
One clearly damaged child star.
him and us unfortunately all working the 9 to 5 these days
Mhm.
and trying to make the most out of the 5 to 9. Every week we try a new challenge, hobby, activity, and we talk to you guys about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward to this week. We've been talking about, this was one of those episodes we've been talking about doing for maybe a year plus.
Since the start of the podcast,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
So it's very excited that we're going to do it. Anything else going on? You guys just went to the mall.
We did just go to the mall. Another episode that we've been requested to do is mall walking.
Mall walking. I love
But I
a
think
good
we
mall
got
walk.
there too late to do mall walking.
Oh yeah, that would have been fun.
Stop searching kazoos, man. You're not even listening to it. This is supposed to be a three-way conversation. I looked over to you because we're talking about the mall.
Okay. Now I know what you're talking about.
That's exactly right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's me telling you to shut up. Those things are so annoying. Anyway, you should learn that. I think girls like it. Anyway, yeah, we went to the mall. Alex and I are looking to get a new wardrobe. Well, maybe not totally new, but realizing that
Just keep it,
it's harder than it looks. It's hard to get.
I think the mall is an
Regular
intimidating
clothes.
place.
Yeah. I feel
Yeah,
like-
it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Good clothes are expensive.
I was walking before Andrew got there. Andrew, as always, shows up 20 to 25
That's
minutes
not
late
true.
to anywhere he goes.
It was
Majority
like
of the time.
15.
You were 20 minutes late, but that's okay. I was expecting it, so I was walking a little bit, practicing mall walking for a future episode.
Mhm.
And I'm like walking alongside this lady, kind of like a couple of yards apart, so it's not weird, but alongside. So
Sure.
we pass by this kiosk, and the worker offers her something, as the kiosk workers do, and she goes, "Ugh, you people are always doing this to me. It's so annoying." And then keeps walking, and I thought
That's like the worst
this
human.
poor guy's it is annoying. I think the kiosk people are
I know,
annoying,
but just
but
keep
they're
walking.
just doing their job. You
Yeah.
know, just keep walking for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I feel like you could say that about like so many different things, but people get really mad about like the kiosk workers.
Right.
You got to think like,
It's like
And
that-
the people in the
That's
mall
like
are
that's
all
like
like
the
that.
equivalent of that's like the equivalent of being like oh, do you want like you're at fast food, right? It's like, oh, do you want ketchup? Like, no, I don't want any ketchup.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Why are you asking? You know, it's like,
And this
so
guy is
sorry.
probably just like
I'm
a
supposed to ask.
17-year-old kid.
do you think
Yeah.
he
Just
wants to be
working
doing
some
this?
dumb
Yeah.
job.
I mean, it's probably like the kind
It's
of
the
situation
classic
where
thing. Like,
He's probably
it's
getting
like- it's
commission
like
for his
people
sales.
like if you work at what's that called? Retail, because it's like you learn a lot of life skills because you have to deal with people who think that they are more important than
That
you.
they're
talk
special.
down to
Yeah.
you.
Because it's the kind of thing where this guy's probably told that if he doesn't offer it to every person, they'll find another 17-year-old.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just felt weird about it.
I
Like,
know.
she is right. It is extremely annoying, and they all do that. But
Yeah.
she is wrong to do that.
Yeah, I
I'd
think
say.
you got to put yourself in their shoes, but also like you can get out of it quick. Yesterday, I had
just say no,
you should,
thank you, not today.
You should give her no credit. I wouldn't even say she's right. Like,
Well, they are
no,
annoying.
we're not doing it. Yeah,
it's annoying if
she's
they're
not right
if
to
it-
do
if
that.
they're persistent. But
Yeah.
if it's like just regular,
Yeah.
that's okay.
I guess if you spend the whole day in the mall and people are coming at you all day, it's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I assume is where she was coming
Yeah.
from.
Yesterday, I had someone come up to my door and try to tell me how I could save money on electricity
At your
at my
apartment?
at my apartment.
Oh, I would freak
That's
out.
weird.
And it
Yeah.
was the kind of thing where like I knew she had to do it, so I wasn't gonna like be like get out of my face.
Oh no, I
But
would
it was,
put her in her place.
I was kind of just like, nope, I'm all set. Thanks. See ya.
Did you invite her in? Knowing you, Chris, with your good etiquette, you didn't invite her in.
I made her one cup of coffee.
Make her a meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You ended up saving her money. So
Yeah, seriously.
I actually feel like that should be illegal.
Hmm.
I don't think you should be able to knock on people's doors and try to sell them.
Because I
things.
think the
That
thing with
creeps me
the
out.
electricity thing is
I
like
agree.
she was almost convincing to the point where she's like, "Oh yeah, we sent like." At first, I thought she was my electricity company and was like, "You have to fill out this form."
That's
But then I
annoying.
could tell she's like, "Yeah, we
Yeah.
just have ways that the rates are going up and we want to help you." And I was like, "No."
Or you should, when you knock on someone's door, the first thing legally that you have to say is, "I'm a salesman." Or
Yeah.
something like that.
That's the
Because
point.
I feel like I could knock on someone's door and pretend I'm a cop or something.
Yeah, right.
I always used to
without coming out and saying
when-
I'm a cop or
when
not.
you guys were like home for the summer when you were like really young. Did you ever have like people? Do you know? You saw American Honey, Alex? That movie.
Mhm.
For the listeners at home,
The
American
magazine.
Honey is like this movie about basically about these like ragtag like group of like young
They're
teen-
magazine
like
sellers.
old teens and like
Mhm.
young 20-year-olds that are just like going door to door like selling magazines, which is like a real thing.
They're
And it's,
conning
like,
everyone though.
It's that's the thing. Like, did that ever happen to you when you were? I just remember like being like, "Hi, is your dad home?" And it'd be like a college kid or something, and they're trying to sell magazines,
I don't
and I'd
think
be
we
like
ever had
so
that.
scared every time. I was like, like,
oh really?
Yeah.
oh yeah, it freaked
I
me
think
out, dude. I don't
lived
like
in
that.
too rural of an area
I just,
for like
I
people
did,
to
I
wanna come
don't
to our
like.
house.
Yeah, it's the same
I
thing.
agree.
Like someone
I don't like
knocking
it
on
either.
your door in American Honey too. Like it's funny because they did that to make like a living, but it was so obvious they were conning them. Even like the people who bought the magazines were like aware. It was just these people needed
Yeah.
money.
I just don't like when
weird.
people. You guys ever watch that Evil Genius documentary on
No,
Netflix?
I
No.
haven't. I want to.
It's just
On my
I
watch
don't
list.
like when people are so like sales. I feel like Connie salesman,
Mhm.
con artist salesman, not saleswoman named Connie.
Yeah, your wife Connie.
Yeah.
Connie's sales. She manages a team of saleswomen.
Yeah.
She's great at her job, honestly.
But con men are so easy to see through, and I
Yeah.
hate when people are like, oh, they're just so manipulative and they're so like charismatic. You don't know what to do. Like, you could tell they're conning you.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Like a magazine salesman from that movie. I know
Yeah.
like it was a movie, so they were probably written to sound like con men, but like
Well, you know,
it's
she
so obvious.
she like casted like none of them were actors. You know.
not
Yeah.
even Shia LaBeouf
Except for
himself.
Shia LaBeouf. None of the main
He was
girls.
found on
big
the streets.
star.
Literally,
selling
like
magazines.
the main girl in that movie was actually found at where Chris spent his spring break one time, Panama City Beach.
Panama City Beach.
I'm actually not totally sure if that's where they found
I
her.
think that
but
girl sold me
I
a
think they
magazine.
did.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
either way, I think that type
Probably.
of sales like. I think that's BS, and I think it's easy to see through, and people are wrong for
Yeah.
falling for it.
Because they go for the people who honestly like are willing to. The people who are dumber. I
Yeah,
guess.
we're
It's the
just
same
gonna like
thing, right?
Well,
Like,
most
it's like
I feel like
Your grandparents like don't understand emails.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So if someone comes and tells them that their electricity bills, they're just gonna say, "Okay," you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
well, yeah, but then there are some people that like are probably just doing it because they think they're helping out some high schooler, and
Okay.
that's still a con, I guess.
That's
But those people are just willing to spend.
do you
money
get
no
the
matter
magazines
what.
though? They did get them, right?
Yeah, but I guess that's what I'm saying. Those people who are buying them know they're not going to read these magazines.
Yeah.
It's pointless. But they're like, oh, it's probably just some high schooler who's either raising money for his school or just needs money.
Because growing
Yeah.
up, I had to do like
So it's
we
like
had
a-
like a chocolate sale thing. Or, like,
Yeah, we did that
we
too.
did a little door to door.
Yeah, but that's different,
It
dude.
got me
If
mad.
you're like a little kid and you're like, can you buy my like? We did that with like remember
Yeah.
the cookies for track? Like it was like you could.
Did you guys get prizes for like the most?
yeah.
Like the girl in my middle school who got the prizes, her mom would take it to her
I know,
office and sell
exactly.
to everyone. That's BS. That should
Yeah.
not be allowed. I
I
want
have
someone to
a-
look into this.
Yeah.
I have a Girl Scout cookie connect at work who I always go to, but I'm
Yeah.
like, is this girl? You know, like how hard has she worked at it?
Yeah, hey,
I know she's only
you're
like
not
8.
at fault for buying the cookies.
Yeah,
you're not
I'm
at fault.
good.
But I blame the middle schooler.
Yeah.
100%.
Seriously.
I remember for the track thing, I went hard one year because it was actually an insane deal. It was like my sophomore year of high school for the warm ups, like a whole like track suit basically, quarter zip or no, like full zip and like mesh pants. It was like a $70 value. It was like every box you sold was $3 off. So I remember I ended up getting the thing. I sold like 20. So I got like
know.
a full outfit for $10.
Doesn't that feel like child labor?
Yeah,
It was
Shouldn't the
weird.
school
It
be
was
funding
weird.
that?
And
Yeah.
remember that. And also we had to deliver them too, which was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Like,
Does
they-
this still
they-
happen? I feel like this is
I
not.
don't
I'm
know.
sure,
Maybe
yeah,
not
I'm
anymore.
sure.
But like now, yeah, they like you got your cookie dough at the end, and then they were like, okay, deliver them to the people you sold to.
Yeah,
Like,
we did that
That's annoying.
for basketball in middle school.
But Chris, remember the thing that I always ranted about? It was like they always told us that year that I did it, it was truthfully like a discounted warm ups, which was really good. But every year every single year for track they would pitch this.
Yeah.
They said you get a fistful of cash if you sell
The most.
them, or if you sell the most. Yeah, the winner gets
To put their hand
a
in
fistful of cash.
It feels like a
Yeah.
Or
pyramid
no, it was
scheme.
something like sell over 20 and you get a
Something.
fistful of cash. And I remember he said like
It was literally he was
if
saying like
not
there's
lot
a
of
big
people
bag
do it-
that you reach your hand in.
Yeah, he's like, if not a lot of people do it, then we'll probably put some 20s in there, is what they said. It's like, but if a lot of
Who's
people
telling
do
you
it,
this?
the salesman
Some
guy.
like
See,
Otis
this-
Spunkmeyer guy.
Yeah, this feels like it should be illegal. You shouldn't
like-
be able to
Yeah.
sell
Oh,
like
I
that.
And it
remember
never
that so
happened.
well.
And
I
I remember
remember-
it because like senior year, at this point, me and Andrew are, we're the cool kids.
Yeah, we're
we're
the
running
cool
the team.
kids.
We're walking around. We're like, don't listen to this money crap.
Yeah.
Seriously,
That's
like,
like a
I
one-
remember
I
being
think
like,
that's a one-layered pyramid.
and I get
scheme.
pretty animated. Like I got so upset when my senior year, after like 3 years of trying to do this, they say again, like, and if you do it again, you'll get a fistful of cash. And I was like, yeah, I remember walking around to everyone and being like, do not, like,
that's
or
so
you
annoying.
don't get the cash. I didn't discourage them from selling.
Like,
yeah.
But dang, what
you
a
shouldn't be able to
thankless
do
job.
that to kids.
Making kids go door to door to sell cookies. Yeah, when someone can bring them to their office and just
Crazy.
that's not fair.
Yeah. Jeez.
Well,
Yeah.
I still have the warm up, so
Alright.
it was worth it.
All right,
Well,
let's get.
You know what
let's
I
get
did?
off-
I
this
didn't.
topic is
Back
getting
in my
me
days
mad.
of playing music, they never made us sell cookies.
Yeah, see, I don't understand how
What?
much.
Segways.
Wait,
Terrible.
did you guys play music in like? Were you guys in band?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did-
we should talk about it.
Did
yeah,
you?
we'll,
that.
we'll get into that.
Before we get into the topic
Yeah.
of the day, did we buy our instruments? Like, why did I have to go to door selling cookies for like a
fundraiser.
very cheap basketball outfit
That's
where
true.
I'm playing like a
I think
very
I-
expensive?
I feel like
trumpet.
it was a rental.
I think it was a
wa-
rental
I
as
rented,
well.
but you could buy. I think like if you
I
do it
agree.
enough years.
If you were
probably worth it.
serious.
Yeah.
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 But so this week we're talking about learning instruments, playing instruments. We're excited to do this episode. We've
Yeah,
been wanting to do
instruments
it,
in general.
but we also got like a bump. We have this big list of hobbies that we had, but this one got bumped to the top because we got an email from listener to the show, Marcus. We're just gonna read the email because it's super exciting. He said, "Hey, I'm
He said
20
hey
years
with
old."
like 16 E's.
Super
Dude.
exciting. Just like I think there's 3. I'm 20 years old and I live on the Swedish countryside. During the past weeks, I've listened to the podcast every day. Now, how did this Swede find out about
Chris,
us?
slow down. You're going like
too
two
animated.
times speed right now.
The guy from Sweden.
How did this Swede find out about us? You might wonder. I think I had trouble.
Too slow.
I think I had trouble falling. No, I think I had trouble falling asleep one night, and therefore searched for Bob Ross on Spotify, only to find your painting episode.
You know, our classic Bob Ross episode on Spotify.
That's
So
great.
great. I actually looked it up. I think this is my theory of what he's talking about. I looked up Bob Ross on Spotify, could not find us. But what I bet Marcus is looking for, he doesn't want a Bob Ross inspired playlist. He wants literally Bob Ross speaking to like lull him to sleep.
That
You know what
sounds
I mean?
great. Yeah.
So then
I think that's weird.
my
I
guess
love
is that he looked up Bob Ross, saw a bajillion, which you can find if you look up Bob Ross. Bob Ross
A lot of
inspired
rappers throw
playlist.
Bob Ross on their tracks.
Yeah, boring. You look up. No. Marcus wants Bob Ross painting. He looks up Bob Ross painting. One result.
Well,
I need a hobby. Bob Ross.
that's what's up. So we followed
Nice.
up by saying, my main hobby is singer-songwriting, and I would love to hear an episode about singing or learning an instrument. And then he said, my new secondary hobby is to spread the word about you guys to the not-so-huge amount of people living in the mountains and valleys over here. Over and out,
Aw.
Our
That is so great.
Wow, so to
Thanks,
all of our
Mark.
Swedish listeners,
Yeah. I feel like if we were to
Hey
tell
there.
like
Yeah,
if
actually,
we
you know
tell
what?
people this, they'd be like, "That's fake." Like
That's
but
true.
no, it's not. It's not.
we're international.
Chris,
here,
out of
Bob.
respect for our new Swedish listeners, could you reread that with a Swedish accent?
I'm not
Please don't
try it again.
So we didn't go with the singing one. I don't think any of us are good singers.
Well,
At least I'm not.
you didn't talk about.
1, 2, 3, 4. No,
We alluded to my child stardom. I did make the
True.
like
Kids
not
Bop.
the final. You know, I wasn't on TV, but you know, in American Idol, when you get to like that second round
Mhm.
and you're like a 16-year-old child star, that's like
Yeah.
I did make it there.
Yeah.
And you were
So-
on they did Kids Bop, but it was like
Yeah, that was like my career after. I was like the front man.
Yeah,
of
you had
Kids
Kids Bop,
20.
but the one CD that you were on, they reissued it and called it Kids Flop.
Not 'cause of me, not 'cause of me.
4.
Not because me.
Yeah.
Former American Idol stars get good treatment on that.
True. So this week we wanted
Actually,
to
you know, she
Stars.
bangs.
Yeah, it was you and William Hung.
William Hung. You guys put out a duo album, right?
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
we want to
we
talk
do not
about
sing.
all of us have backgrounds in instruments to some extent.
Yeah, let's classic 3
We're gonna start with that.
Yeah.
Get into what we've been doing recently with music, and then
Hey, maybe the future.
maybe I'll play a song for you guys.
Hey.
We'll see.
Chris does have a banjo.
I do have a banjo in the room.
Mhm.
Alex has a mandolin in the room.
There's a piano upstairs
There's a
that I
piano
was
upstairs.
using. Oh yeah,
Yep.
play that again. Play that sweet tune.
I'll save this for the pod, but I don't even know if this is in tune.
Wow.
That
sound
sounded
tuned?
good. That
Because
sounded
people
good.
have been saying that they think we just don't do the hobbies and just make it up. They think this is like an improv fictional
Yeah,
show.
I went out and bought a mandolin for this podcast.
So what is your music background? When did you start?
I'll
what was
take
your
it
first
away
instrument?
from here.
Take it, Alex.
Go ahead.
Classic 3rd grade starting
Mhm.
recorder, baby.
Of course.
Oh, I forgot
Everyone
about the
starts
recorder.
with the recorder.
Yeah.
Teaches you how to use your fingers properly, blow into a wooden instrument.
Mm.
For us, it was plastic, I think.
Oh yeah, that's. I think I had the big boy one.
I
I bought my own.
I bought a wooden one from like a flea market.
That's cool.
Gross.
Yeah,
That's
very
disgusting.
stupid.
That's
Yeah.
disgusting to me.
It's good. It's good.
I guess it's gross that
you know
a bunch
what?
of 3rd graders are
the
sharing
reason I bought it, I
recorders.
might have told you guys this. I think you were there when I bought it, or you were nearby. You were visiting me, but anyway, it was I wanted to learn Lil Yachty's recorder part in Broccoli.
This was like
Yeah.
last year.
It was 2 years ago. Yeah.
Good song.
Did you learn it?
Well, no, I
Wait,
couldn't.
hold on. Little Yachty does not play that.
In the music video, he does.
All right.
He probably just stands there with the
Maybe he
recorder.
does
on his
play
phone.
it.
What do you guys
but
think?
you're
About,
right. It might
what do
not
you
be
think
him.
about the recorder being?
Anyway,
the
I couldn't
ultimate
learn
first
the part
instrument?
because
think we've
I
talked
couldn't
about this.
find I couldn't find any
Sheet music for it.
sheet music. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I think we've talked about why the recorder is a classic first instrument for kids.
Yeah.
I think that's what I.
Yeah, I think this
What
was
I
what's
said.
on your mind.
What'd you
Was.
say? Cheap,
It's just
easy.
it's very easy to play, and it teaches you like the, the
Basic
principles
stuff.
of
Yeah.
learning an instrument.
Mhm.
You got to
Yeah.
use both hands. You got to blow into it at the same time.
Was that on this podcast or maybe just a conversation in life where someone was saying that what if instead of the recorder everyone learned the harmonica? Wouldn't that be sick?
That would be sick.
What if like everyone was very good at the
But I
harmonica?
don't think
No,
you would,
that's the thing. You're like
It's
you
more
can't do
difficult.
that.
I don't
Yeah.
think you learn the principles of
That's
instruments.
true.
with
The recorder
harmonica.
is very you learn all the notes.
But getting back into my music, I did have a harmonica phase.
Ooh.
And then like 4th grade, I think, is when everyone learned instruments. And I remember you had to try out to be a percussion.
Oh, really?
I almost said percussion athlete because I figured it was cool kids that did percussion.
Yeah, that's true.
I was like, nah, I'm a trumpet boy.
There we go.
Trumpet, bugle, whatever you want to call it. Played that. Was in band
In high
in
school?
middle school.
Just middle school.
Late middle school, switched to the tuba, baby.
Ooh.
We talked about that on this podcast.
Oh
Big
yeah,
boy.
you did. Yeah.
You ever mess around with a sousaphone?
I did. That's the marching tuba.
Ooh, that's the big
Marching
boy.
tuba, you mean?
Yeah, of course.
Bugle, whatever you want to call it. And somewhere within there, I learned how to play piano. Like I took piano lessons when I was a young boy,
Mm-hmm.
and randomly thought like, "Hey, I'll be the kid who could play the harmonica." Tried to play the harmonica, failed miserably, put it
sorry.
away, never to be seen again.
Wow.
And I think after I quit band with the tuba, I think that's my last instrument until the mandolin.
And how long did you do the band in high school?
Yeah, I did it. I think 2 years in high school.
Cool.
I think I quit junior
Wow,
year.
that's a while.
Yeah, so
That's
you-
like
you
6
do have a
years
pretty
of
serious background.
trumpet tuba. The
Yeah,
brass
it's just,
section.
It's just like other hobbies we talk about. You got to devote a lot of time
Yeah.
to be like
Mhm.
good, especially at like a tuba or
Yeah.
a
So when
trumpet.
you played in like middle school, early high school, were you practicing a lot at home?
No, almost never.
Almost.
Yeah.
I
never.
bet. I
just
bet
when you had the practice.
I
throughout
wonder
those
if
6
people
years,
did.
a handful of times.
'Cause my-
Like one handful.
Well, we had to practice like an hour a week.
Yeah, but
And
only nerds stuck to that.
no, that's the
I'm
thing.
not
Like
doing
I
that.
remember, like I would try to do that, and then at one point I was just like, "Yeah, Mom, Dad, like I can't do this. Is so boring, and I hate this.
Yeah,
Like, I can't do." And they're
that's
just like, "Ah,
exactly
"That's
it.
fine. We'll just sign
It
off."
was like boring. It hurt my cheeks to play the
Yeah.
trumpet.
Yeah.
And I think I talked about this in the podcast. I think the only reason they asked me to play tuba is because I was probably the biggest trumpet player. So they're like, oh, he could handle holding the tuba.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. They're like he's an athlete and plays.
It's not that I was good at the trumpet, or I
Actually,
would have been good at the tuba.
My brother
you don't even
played
have to be
trumpet,
good at
now
the
that I
tuba.
think about it. I forgot about that. But like my brother took piano lessons as a kid
He's
too.
a fellow three valve boy.
Yeah, and then played trumpet, and I feel like he was pretty good too. But like, is anyone that good at that age? I don't know.
Yeah.
You
I
know what
mean,
I remember like
people are better than others.
we went to
Yeah,
UMass
for
actually on
sure.
a band field trip to like watch their band play or something.
Yeah, the UMass.
They have a good band,
the
right?
And I
pride,
remember
the
the
pride of
trumpets-
UMass that's what they're actually called, the pride of UMass, like because they are supposed to be so good.
I just remember
But-
watching them play and hearing the trumpets and being like, there's literally no possible way, even if I devoted my life to being good at the trumpet, there's no way I could ever be that good.
Yeah.
You thought really?
And
You
that's
thought
why
they were
I
that
was
good?
like, I'm not doing this ever
Yeah, the
again.
UMass Minuteman marching band was very, very weird. I feel like it was basically the personification of.
All right, we don't have to judge. We don't have to
Yeah.
judge
No, I'm
marching
not
band
judging,
members.
but that's what I mean.
I did
know?
marching
Like-
band as well. Our band in high school also did marching band. That's where the
pretty cool.
sousaphone came in.
All I'm saying is that you can stereotype any athletes, and I think you're fairly accurate. I would say the same with band.
Well, some
What do you
say
think of
marching
that?
band is a sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I don't think it is.
I don't know about a sport. It is a
But they do
performance.
say
It's like there's competitions.
It's
and
cool,
stuff, right?
yeah.
It's something.
Yeah.
It's something, yeah.
It's some sort of performative
It's
art.
impressive.
Hey,
And
you
I
can
can say because I was
If
one
you're a
and I
band
impressed
person
people.
and you're offended, you can stereotype podcasters for
Yeah.
sure.
You're probably right.
I
Like,
just the
actually.
thing with the tuba is I honestly don't think I ever really learned how to play it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to read tuba sheet music.
Really?
I remember
Is
the
it way
band.
different,
It's just a different clef,
dude?
You get the G clef.
Every good boy deserves fudge. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
That's the G clef, isn't it?
Face.
Yeah, that is
The,
G clef.
the bass
other one.
clef was
yeah,
for
face is the
tuba.
other one.
Yeah.
So the band teacher would be like, "All right, Alex, strike us with a C. A 1, 2, 3," and I would be like, "I don't know what it is."
That's funny.
But that's okay.
What
That's
about,
probably why I
what
quit.
about you, Andrew? What was your
So for me, I did not take any lessons as a kid, but I started clarinet in
you were a recorder
fourth
boy
grade.
first, though. I would assume.
Could tell you're a
I
clarinet
think so.
boy.
Yeah, I was recorder first. That's whatever. Hot cross buns and all.
Sure.
Then I did clarinet because my friend and I wanted to be like Squidward. Weird as that is.
Why would you ever want to be
Probably
like
pretty
Squidward?
common.
Yeah.
I don't regret it.
I would want to be like Squilliam.
Oh yeah, I should have said that.
What
I
did
don't
you
know
play?
if Squilliam
Probably the
played
violin
clarinet,
or
I'm not
something.
sure.
He probably he probably played the freaking electric guitar.
Yeah, I was
cool.
thinking. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking Squilliam Fancy Son is a good like anonymous alibi. Don't you think? It's like
Like clearly
I
fake
don't know.
name.
It's like a John Doe, like you
Yeah.
know, like and then
Equally common.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a good alibi.
I like it.
Anyway, so I started with clarinet. Really gross, you know, like it has like the reed
A lot
and
of
there's like
spit.
your
same with
spit
the
everywhere.
Same with brass instruments. You have like a spit valve.
It's just
Yeah.
weird. I
I think brass instruments are gross.
truly never liked it. Like I did
Do you
it for
think you-
4th and 5th grade.
So you probably never got to the point where you were actually better than Squidward.
There's no way I was any good at all.
Okay, so you probably
Squidward
equal to
is fictional.
Squidward is the peak of clarinet skill.
But like I remember doing the concerts and it was okay. It's just kind of like I mentioned this before. I actually did mention it on the Bob Ross episode. Like I really like to get good at something if I'm going to dedicate my time to it. And even at that age, and I was just like, I'm not getting good at this, and I
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
have fun with it. Like if you don't have fun doing something, then just quit. So
I agree.
in 6th grade. In 6th grade, for us, you had to do either chorus or band.
Yeah,
And
I
chorus,
remember that nightmare.
Chorus scared me because I didn't.
I
I was
like
like,
singing.
oh, I
Chorus
don't.
is for nerds.
I don't want to do.
Chorus is for big
I don't
bad
want to
nerds.
sing. So I did band for that year, and it was fine. Like the teacher was pretty good actually, better than the one in elementary school. But I just it's the same thing. I was just like didn't feel like I was getting better. Didn't like it. So I just was like as soon as I could, I left, and then it was kind of funny. Right after that. After the 6th grade chorus, you had either band or like regular music, and I'm not even kidding. In that regular music class, we probably spent. I'm not even joking. I would say a third of the year watching West Side Story because we didn't have enough time, like the old West Side Story.
You
And
didn't have enough time.
we would
That's
like
because you were
first
watching
we
West
would
Side
play
Story.
like we would play like keyboard for like 10 minutes, and then it's like okay, time for West Side Story, and like the teacher would go back like.
Probably-
Literally go back like 30 minutes every time. So if we didn't like
I thought you were
get
gonna
30
say
minutes,
he
we
would go
just
to the-
watch the same thing.
You would go to the
Yeah.
back room and smoke or something.
Probably.
while we watched that.
So we'd like improve like no joke like 15 minutes every period.
That's funny.
And yeah, so but
Hey,
that was ridiculous. Looking
American
back on it,
public
it's like
school system. Baby.
some people had to deal with learning an instrument. I mean, I guess they probably wanted to at that point if you're still doing it in 7th grade. But one of my classes was literally watch West Side Story and tap on a piano keyboard.
Did you like
Weird.
West Side Story?
I actually remember it so well,
Yeah.
just
You
from
watched
that, which
it
is
like
so
6
funny. I
times.
know like all
you
the
think you're a
songs
jet
and
or a
everything.
shark?
I think I'm a jet. I think that was the,
Knew it. You
the
wish.
cool guys. I
You
think.
wish.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris?
Yeah, so I also started with a recorder. Pretty typical. I want to say 5th grade started playing the guitar, maybe 5th or 6th grade.
The coolest instrument of them all.
Whenever, and it coincided pretty directly with the release of School of Rock. I think
yeah.
I watched that movie.
Such
and
a good
then
movie.
One of my favorites.
Soon after, got
Top 4 on
my
Letterboxd.
first like kids acoustic guitar.
Nice.
I've
And then you started getting girls because of that guitar, right?
5th grade, my first girl. No,
Oh, Chris's old AIM name was Guitar Man.
Guitar Man 3355.
Yeah.
Find me there.
Yeah.
It was because I remember my original AIM name was Mr. Chris with some numbers.
That's good.
My parents didn't get the internet yet, so they were like, "We can't have you putting your name on there." So Guitar
I kind of
Man.
agree with like some people like just have their like last names
I
and
know.
everything. Like, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
You know, looking back on it.
Yeah.
You need hey, Squilliam Fancy, so
Yeah.
no one hide behind that moniker.
Yeah, my
This-
parents were
this
like,
guy
"Did you
must be
consider
cool."
trying Mr. Fancy Son?"
Yeah.
So I played the guitar. I took lessons up until I think like 5th, 6th, like through middle school. And then high school started. I started doing track, so I stopped. Oh, but I also in 7th grade. So my brother played the drums.
Oh, the coolest. Was he an
The
athlete?
coolest.
He must have.
Somewhat,
He
yeah.
is now, in
He's
my mind.
very cool. My sister played the flute. And my
Nerd.
school had a deal where if you rented 2 instruments, you could rent a third for free. So my parents were like, yeah, you have to do.
We have to have a third son now.
So they're like, you have to do an instrument. And I was like, my school, I went to a tiny middle school, and the band was all weird where they would just do it once a week during math class.
Yeah, it's super
So I remember
weird.
I was
What?
like,
That is weird.
and at the time, math was like my worst subject.
That is cool. That's like the School of Rock thing.
It literally,
And
it
6
felt like
times
it.
a billion is Chris.
But my grades went down in math because I was missing class, and
But you were getting girls.
I was getting girls with my new trumpet that I was playing in this
Oh
class.
yeah, fellow 3 valve boy.
Oh boy! So I played the trumpet
Nice.
for 2 years. It was me and like 3 other like 3rd graders when I was in 8th grade playing the trumpets together. They were all better than me. It
Yeah.
was very frustrating. It was kind of cool, but like looking back, like it would have been kind of cool if I got like what if I could still just like break out a trumpet?
I see. I think it's cooler to be able to break out like a banjo.
Yeah.
Or like a guitar.
That's true.
Or piano.
I think
A trumpet's a little bit out of
Trumpet
left field,
would be
though.
cool.
But it's like, in what situation do I have a trumpet around? There's always a guitar around.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking guitar or piano or banjo is cool and practical.
Yeah,
Trumpet would be like very impressive, but I would be like, why are we in an open field playing trumpet? The
At
only
the,
place where it's allowed.
Why are you playing my trumpet? That's great.
at my camp this year, I went back for a few weeks just to like fill in. And previously, they have like this camp song basically, which you sing after every Friday because some kids like leave forever, and then you have this
Cool,
song.
cool. Is it Staircase to
Memories
Heaven?
keep us. Oh, it's Stairway to Heaven.
That'd be cool.
Memories keep us warm when the summer ends. You know, so the kids
Alright,
feel
save it
better
for the
about
singing
themselves.
episode.
Anyway, this year, for whatever reason, the new nurse, male nurse, he plays the saxophone. So
That's awesome.
the camp song is like this new twist where it's like,
That's
like,
so weird.
it's
Comes
like
in with
the
a
regular
solo.
like guitar chords and stuff, what we're used to, and then all of a sudden like he's basically like soloing the whole song. It's actually so good.
Saxophone is a pretty cool instrument.
Yeah,
So
I'd
that's,
say
that's kind of what I mean. Like that came out of nowhere. It was just
Yeah.
one day. Like
all right,
whoa.
on instrument coolness level,
Mhm.
I think electric guitar is top.
I think clarinet's got to be near the bottom.
Yeah, I think electric guitar is top. Drum set is next.
Yeah.
Acoustic guitar. Maybe saxophone.
Saxophone's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Then
saxophone is
probably
cool.
like
Drums are pretty cool.
I think drums are second coolest.
Yeah.
Drum set.
Yeah.
Listen,
Not the percussion.
marching just snare drum.
Yes.
That's done every clarinet.
Or
Drum set is cool.
I like the marching drum kit situation.
Like the quads.
That's cool. Yeah.
Those are pretty cool.
Bongos.
Bongos are actually
cool.
not bad. Actually, if you're in the
Yeah.
right setting, I check out my
Yeah.
bongos.
Ask
Like a couple
Donkey
ladies
Kong.
nearby.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I'd
then
say-
like brass instruments,
Yeah.
clarinet.
And
I
then
mean, there's so many instruments too. Like
Flute.
we didn't even touch on
That's
like
true.
tambourine, which does that?
I guess I'm talking
count?
about
I
more
don't know.
symphonic band.
Yeah,
That's true. Things
yeah.
that you would take a lesson in. I don't think you take a tambourine specific.
I don't
lesson.
know, dude.
I think they get
Maybe.
included.
Hey, what about that fish
If you're a
looking?
drummer.
You know that fish looking?
Yeah,
yeah,
You
the
rub the
slap-
scales.
And, oh, dude, you know the ones
Like
that
a
like,
wash-
that was
like
made
a
by some
washboard.
weird.
some of
creep.
them sound like frogs. You know that if you like, there's like certain types of rhythms that
I think someone was
people
pranking you.
might not know what we mean, but they look like it's like
do
a
you call
stick.
that?
It's like a.
Could you
I
look
don't
it
know.
up?
It's like a stick and a
Is it like a?
fish maybe, and it has little divots in it, and you.
It's like basically like
slide
the
it.
washboard kind of thing, but it's
Yeah.
like it makes it more.
What on earth do you call that? I feel like
I don't know.
I have no idea.
That
It's
could
just
be-
like that party. I don't even know what they're called. Party horn, maybe.
streamer. Yeah, party streamer.
Fish washboard. Oh boy, nope.
Oh my god.
Uh,
oh, God, disgusting.
Instrument. Oh, it's a suggested search. So. Oh god. Oh, is this it? What the? Okay, I think it's called a.
Ugh,
I think
geez.
it's called
Andrew, what are you looking at?
I think it's called a gyro.
A gyrodose.
Not like
That's
a-
it.
Here it is.
Not like a hero.
Oh, a gyro. It's just a sandwich.
G-U umlaut I-R-O.
All right, we have no clue what it's called.
But then, so I.
Oh wait. Sounds of the gyro. No, that's not what I mean.
Uh,
Oh, there it is. There it is.
There it is.
That's
That's exactly it.
Yeah,
That
that's
honestly,
it.
that's up there with electric guitar.
It might be above it.
I one
Yeah.
time had a friend who played the electric gyro, and let me tell you, he got the ladies.
Yeah.
All right.
I would only
We should
imagine.
get it. We should get to what we did
Yeah,
this week.
but
right?
I'd say so. I took a break from music. Not like I would play the
Yeah, I
guitar.
didn't mention my
think-
music in high
I
school.
But I
think
didn't-
you're one of the most musically inclined
Yeah.
people I know.
yeah, I agree.
I didn't play. I guess I stopped playing. Like I stopped progressing in like 8th grade freshman year. I didn't play. I would just play for fun. Sophomore year, I took jazz workshop at my
Oh
school,
yeah.
which was a class where I played guitar, and I was not good enough to be in the class. Like there were 3 guitar players. One of them, friend of the show, Nathan, very very good. Basically taught me everything
In a rock band.
In a rock band. The other one, friend of the show, Brian, who's been on the show before, like me, couldn't really play all that well, and then me. So we learned a lot pretty quick. So I think that was important to my
That's
development.
cool. Yeah.
And since then, I've like I've tried a bunch of different string instruments. So I have a mandolin. I can kind of mess around on ukulele. The banjo is a newer instrument that is fun. I got for Christmas last year.
Yeah.
And
My
it's
issue with
plucking away.
I feel like once you like, how many strings are on a mandolin?
A mandolin has 8.
Oh, sorry,
a banjo
I mean
is
a banjo.
4 or 5. This one
Like
is 5.
if you know how to play guitar, can you just like
so
pretty easily play the banjo?
I think it's like easier to pick up. The banjo is more about like the plucking.
The plucking, yeah.
The notes are also different, so
Right.
it's like learning. You have to.
Because let me tell you, with this mandolin, it felt like I was learning.
'Cause that's the thing,
I
like-
felt like I was in a whole new body.
When I
Just
started
not- not
when I
know what
started
was
playing the
doing.
mandolin, I could pick it up quickly because like if I was reading like tabs online,
Oh God, what?
so tabs are just like they don't show notes;
Yeah.
they show where you're like that. I can figure out,
Yeah.
because it's the same deal. But yeah,
All right, should we get into this
Wait,
past
sure.
2 weeks?
I forgot part of mine. So after I
I
did
started playing
clarinet
the
and
electric
stuff,
guitar, the coolest instrument.
I decided to learn piano just because it was truthfully like basically I just
get
felt like
girls.
I needed a hobby. No, like
Wait, when was this?
junior year of high school.
school?
I think one part of it is that like I have people have told me I had piano fingers, I guess, which just means like long fingers.
Weird.
Which is helpful for piano, so I think that was part
which
of
means
it.
that 3 of them are white and the 2 in the middle
Two
are black.
I have frostbite on my middle 2 fingers.
But no, I kind of always thought that like you were saying, Alex, that like a string instrument maybe it's not that hard because I feel like everyone knows how to play guitar, but like it was too intimidating to me, and I just felt like piano was like okay, like pressing keys, like I can do that.
I think my issue is I learned piano growing up, so by the time I thought like, oh, I'm gonna be a cool kid and learn an instrument, I was
Yeah.
like, all right, piano's like I'm over that.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
But guitar, I always wanted to, but it's not easy to learn.
Yeah,
unless
so
you have a teacher.
I ended up learning piano like basically through YouTube videos. I might have mentioned that in the YouTube episode actually. So I don't like I can't read like piano sheet music either, and
Every good boy deserves fun.
yeah, I should have known, but I don't really know like.
I
feel like
remember
a
when
lot
you
of-
were learning, you would memorize whole songs.
Yeah,
But,
like no, but I
yeah.
still basically do that. like I think a big part of it is like some people that I know are truthfully just like tone deaf, you know? Like
Yeah.
they cannot learn it because they cannot feel a rhythm at all. And I feel like I was able to do that. So I would have this like muscle memory where it wouldn't be super hard for me to put 2 hands together, which is usually like a big obstacle, and it still is. I'm definitely not that good. Like my brother, he started taking lessons when he was like maybe in 2nd grade or something, or 4th grade, I'm not sure. But anyway, so he like he can like hear a song on the radio and play it on piano in like 10 minutes.
What?
Like,
Yeah.
like he
Wow, that's crazy.
not even like he can play the melody like almost instantly.
Your brother,
and
a
then
true
it takes-
hobbyist, very, very,
Yeah.
very talented at
Yeah.
a lot of
It,
hobbies.
it takes him like a little bit to learn it, but so that got me like more motivated to just try it, and I'm able to like putting 2 hands together is like such a good feeling because sometimes your hands are doing
You're
like,
playing, like, a
different
bass line
things,
along
yeah,
and-
like a bass
Yeah,
and a
yeah.
melody, and it's great. And so I learned that in high school, and then I tried to continue. I did continue it through college. I hadn't been playing recently, but it was hard in college too because there's only like public pianos, and I was way too self-conscious and
feel
not
that.
good
Yeah,
enough
yeah.
to like want to do it there.
It's
There
too
was one in my
expensive to
dorm
buy.
room, and I was able to use that a bit. But yeah, it's too expensive to buy, so I could only play when I was home. And I guess like a big part of it is I never like. There's one song that I learned like really well, and I'm still able to play that. Like I literally hadn't played it in probably over a year, and I was able to play it
Classic
upstairs
muscle memory.
because it's just muscle memory. But like overall, I think my skill is
Wait,
like,
hold on. Don't say you just played it upstairs. You spent like 35
No, that's a
minutes
different song.
when
That's a
we
different
wanted
song.
to record this podcast.
That's a different song. That's
restarting
a
a song.
That was a different song.
That sounded
That's
like
the one I wanted to learn for
that
this.
sounded like elementary version of chopsticks.
No.
Just
I
using
know chopsticks.
2 fingers, your middle black
Yeah.
ones. And you just go, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say though, like for me, as a like, I am less interested in like reading music. Like I like playing stuff, and I think on guitar, like a lot of what.
Is that what you did? Did you do that in Jazz Workshop?
Yeah, we had to read. I mean, it was mostly just be like this chord, you know. So
Yeah.
it was not a lot of like music reading.
All right. I've got
Oh,
a
yeah.
beef with you guys already.
What you got?
What?
I feel like I'm the only one who attempted to learn an instrument for this episode.
That's
you
not
said you
true.
already know how to play piano.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Chris, I'm not that mad because you're good at every instrument.
Well, I would say I have the less experience with the banjo out of the string instruments.
Well, for me, I didn't want to learn a new instrument. I wanted to like pick up piano again, and I feel like I
What?
did.
You
so.
you yelled at me when I said I was going to play the recorder because it's not a new enough instrument.
you said you're a prodigy. One time at my
Yeah.
church,
Recorder prodigy.
they brought in this girl. Like, I forget why they did this, but like everyone, like sometimes they do music,
Mhm.
and they brought up this girl who was like a professional recorder player.
Yeah, I was literally just gonna say,
It
is
was-
anyone good at the recorder?
Like she was pretty good, but I mean, I don't know how good can a recorder possibly.
Is
sound?
it just a bad sounding instrument? So
yeah, I
even
think
if you're
so.
good,
Yeah,
that's what I think about the mandolin. To be honest,
yeah.
I think I'm pretty good.
Yeah,
Do you
so
want-
how did your stuff go this
Yeah.
week, Alex? If you seem so
I think
adamant.
I think a mandolin is not a beginner string instrument. What do you think, Chris? 'Cause
I think
could
it's
be wrong
weird.
about that.
So if people don't know, how would you describe the mandolin? So it's 8 strings.
It's first of all,
It's ukulele.
it
size.
like a
looks
short
it looks
yeah, it
dumb. It looks like a dumb instrument. It's got 8 strings, but it's in
Sets
they're
of
in
2.
pairs. Yeah, so 4 pairs. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You just look like a dumb idiot playing it. I feel like
I think
not
it,
really.
I think it looks pretty cool.
It sounds really good.
It sounds
when
really-
you're good
honestly,
at it.
like-
When I was watching good people on YouTube play, I was like, dang.
Even when you're not good, I
What
think
am I
like
doing?
if you can find like just a few notes that were, like if you're
Well-
playing like little scales and stuff.
See, that's my issue. Like,
Yeah.
first of all, because I didn't know how to play, the first stuff that on YouTube that everyone was talking about was all this strumming technique.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm wasting my time on dang
Hmm.
strumming
Yeah.
technique.
See, I remember like
Plucking.
when I was learning piano, like I remember all the YouTube videos were like, you got to learn your scales first, or you're just not gonna get anywhere. And I basically was like, no,
I like
and I was fine. You know
I
what
only
I mean?
want to learn an instrument good enough
Yeah.
to be able to be at a party or on a
Mm-hmm.
on a date with a babe and be able to say like, oh, like do you like One Direction? Like, yeah, well, I got this, and then play.
That's what makes you beautiful.
Yeah, play that song.
Yeah,
Like, I don't want to be able to read
Yeah,
music or anything.
That's fine.
I agree.
I think the reason I think that it's important to learn scales is because you can.
Oh, you're one of those people too.
Well, just like the guitar, if you can learn like a few scales, that's kind of like if you're like, say you're listening to something and like playing a solo. Usually, like a solo is just a series of like 6 notes or something.
Yeah. I guess maybe if you want to
So it's like-
improv when you
yeah.
play, like I feel like you do that. You
Yeah.
just sit there and you just go. I
just go.
Yeah, that's like another thing, like- I never got
just
good enough for that.
Bum, 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 bum,
Yeah.
bum, bum, bum. Oh, that was sick, dude. So like I don't.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
don't. I'm not certainly not good enough to like. I don't even know how to play any notes.
And
on
I'd
this
say, well, I'd say
mandolin.
another plus of that is it's just a way to practice like playing the like fingering. Sorry, you know, like putting your finger on the right note.
Yeah.
like
Because like my issue with the mandolin was I would go and learn how to play a chord or
Yeah.
a note, whatever you call it, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Like, oh great, I knew how to. I
Oh,
found
great.
out how to play a
Great, a G.
E major or whatever.
Yeah.
And then what do I do with that? Like
That's why I think
I
the
think
thing
a
with
string instrument like
was
this
really hard for me.
you have to take.
get,
You have to
Like,
get through all
you
this
have
boredom.
To know, you have to know the theory enough to be able to like what you were saying with Chris can kind of like play some. Chris can jam, I guess is
Yeah,
what it's called.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, but you think Eddie Van Halen gives a freaking hoot about the scale?
Yeah, I'm sure he
I
does.
think he's on stage and he sees me wailing on the mandolin.
He
and
said,
says,
hold on. Was that E minor? Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's like it's definitely important, but I think that
It's obviously
it's not-
important.
What
We're,
was
like
mo-
we're wrong
Yeah.
for saying this.
No,
but
no,
What
it's-
I'm saying is I don't care enough about learning an
That's
instrument.
exactly it. Like
Yeah.
it's important if you want to be like proficient or whatever. I like to play the piano because it's something like I hear a song and if it has a piano part that I like, I'll be like, oh, let me try to play this.
Yeah.
And then usually you could play it pretty easily.
I want to learn an instrument enough to have muscle memory take over.
That's fine,
for
yeah.
anything. So I don't want to think about like D F D F G F D F G. I
I
want to
think
think
that's
like.
if you are thinking about that, that's crazy.
That's- yeah,
like that's
I
so
doubt- I
hard.
doubt many
But I
people
think
don't
Eddie
know.
Van Halen is thinking, like you said, if you know the scales, like that helps you rip through a solo.
No,
I think you are
no,
thinking
no.
that.
But I'd say
no way.
I'd say I
On a
don't-
solo,
no, I don't
improv
think so.
solo. You
I'd
don't
say
think so?
it's starting like, okay, this I know like what the chords are. I'm gonna play in this scale, but I doubt he's thinking like,
You're
oh,
talking-
let's hit him with like a.
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. I guess I mean
Real
like.
musicians like have played so much.
I mean,
that
I
they
don't
know
mean he's
what
literally
everything
thinking
sounds
like, oh, I want to put a D and an F together. I think
Yeah.
it's more like, it's so instinctive. I don't think it's muscle memory necessary when someone's ripping
He's
out
doing
solo.
these things without.
Right.
It's just
yeah.
instinctive that he knows how to work the scale.
For
It
sure.
sounds
That's
good.
what I mean. Like, but you're
Yeah.
arguing that he's thinking about it.
Oh no,
I thought
I'm
you were
arguing
just
that
saying
it's not muscle memory.
Okay. Yeah, we're on the same page.
Because
then.
I want to not think about any music. I just want to play like the Office theme song by muscle memory.
That'd be sick.
I don't know if I
actually.
ever tried. I never tried to learn that one. I tried to learn the Charlie Brown one once, but I didn't like that one.
So was most of your stuff like you were watching YouTube videos?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was like,
For
there
me,
was
yeah.
there was some
Strictly
really good
YouTube.
like.
See, when I started playing guitar, it was before YouTube videos, so I didn't really ever use them.
Did you have a teacher ever?
Yeah, I took a bunch of lessons. I took mostly with this guy Alex, who was really cool. He was from
Sick.
Norway,
Okay.
and he was in a band. that at one point I remember was the number 2 band in Massachusetts under one genre on MySpace.
Nice.
Don't remember what they were called, but I
Weird.
remember he showed me in class one time.
That's funny.
Very
That
cool
is
guy,
kinda
though.
cool.
But it was fun. I took him at the same place every Tuesday night. So it
Yeah.
was like a fun place where I'd go like 20 minutes early and like play all the guitars
Yeah.
and like I kind of knew the people who'd be around, so it was fun.
Like that's what it was like when I was learning piano, but it
Mhm.
was like, I don't know. I feel like it just gave me like anxiety to like sit down with one teacher.
Yeah.
I remember I
Right.
had a really cool teacher, Vincent or something. I forget his
Ooh,
name.
that
And then he
sounds good.
quit. And then I had another really cool teacher, Ryan, I think. And then he quit. And then I had like a witch of a teacher who I was like, it's like this woman who was probably a really nice woman, but like she took piano way too seriously, so it like freaked me out.
But
to
she
do
was
it.
spooky.
And then it
She kept
made me
casting
like
spells.
not want to learn how to play the piano anymore.
Yeah.
That's like a big thing, really.
And
Like,
I think with a kid, like kids should be having fun. If they're like that, will
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
help them
like
learn.
I
better,
look
would
back
assume.
to when I was playing youth soccer, and my coach every year was like my friend's dad, so it was like
So
a
it's cool.
really good time.
Yeah.
And he was also like a very good coach. But like I'm thinking if I had like just a coach that I didn't
I had a
like or
couple
that
bad
took it
coaches.
too
I feel
seriously,
like that's why I stopped playing sports.
I
like,
would have been like not having fun with it.
It's
But
not-
like
yeah.
to this day, like I still play soccer, and it's one of my it's probably my favorite sport.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, and I think a bigger part of that than I would think initially is because of how I was raised with it.
Yeah, if I
and
had my
liked
friend's
it.
dad teach me how to play piano,
Yeah,
I'd be ripping out the Office
Yeah,
theme
that'd be
song
cool.
right now in front of you guys.
yeah.
But yeah, enjoyable learning the mandolin
Mhm.
because it's like a cool instrument. And like when I played, even just tuning it, it sounded like it was not in tune.
Yeah.
And then I had to have my roommate tune it because he has like a guitar tuner
Yeah.
that's like says when it's in
Yep.
tune, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like when you play something that you're like, oh, that sounds like a mandolin, it's like satisfying, but not enough for me to be like, I gotta like ditch one hobby to replace
do you
it with
think
learning
there's
the mandolin.
another instrument you'd be more interested in learning, or do you think just learning instruments isn't for you?
Well, I'll save it for my rating.
Okay, that's fair.
All right, I want to talk about
Yeah.
something. You guys ever play Guitar Hero or Rock Band?
Oh yeah.
Or Donkey
My-
Konga.
My brother, I think, truthfully, like learned how to play the drums, not like
Wait, you know
strictly, but from Rock Band.
Post Malone says he learns how to play piano or learns how to play guitar from Guitar
Really?
Hero.
Yeah.
Like
I
I
remember
think that
hearing
there's
that.
actually like I have sucked at Guitar Hero, like still to this day. Actually, we played like a couple of years ago, or maybe
Oh, yeah.
2 years ago at my place. It like got in college. It got like a revival. I don't know why. So we were
Yeah,
playing
a new
it.
version
Yeah.
came out recently, I think.
No, but we were playing like the PS2 version
Okay.
still. I just suck still. Like I could barely
Yeah.
do medium.
I think
you know?
that
But
was part of.
I don't think that has to do with learning an instrument.
No,
I
it-
don't,
it
but
kinda does,
I think
though.
it inspired people to learn the guitar. Like people
Yeah.
would play Guitar Hero and be like, "Oh, I want to."
I think if people were really good
Yeah.
at Guitar Hero, I mean, video games to an extent are a lot about being able to like move your fingers really fast, right? And that was what
Sure.
Guitar Hero was.
Yeah,
But like, so is playing piano. So is playing.
Yeah.
that's
Guitar
right. And
even.
I've seen. I think that there are piano games that exist. I actually saw one at Dave and Buster's recently, where it's literally you were playing piano along with like a string. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like games like that could
You know, like
teach people
there's
how to play guitar.
there's an app called Synthesia or something, and I
Mhm.
use it on like YouTube videos, and it's just like a program that is like a virtual piano, and you can look up like look up songs and then piano tutorial, and like a lot of the time you'll see
Oh,
like
I
the
know that.
Synthesia version.
It's
I
like-
prefer
it looks
learning
like
from
Guitar
like
Hero, the
actual
notes coming
humans
down.
playing. Yeah, it's like Guitar Hero, but notes coming down. But that's annoying because like it's kind of like GarageBand to an extent, where you can play like, like you can have like notes that are only reachable with like if you have 4 hands, but you don't know
Yeah,
that or
yeah.
something because it's just a program.
Ugh. If
I don't
only.
know. Anyway,
get up there with
I
your
think
feet.
Rock Band and Guitar Hero were just great additions to the world.
Mm.
I agree with that. Yeah. It's a good game.
Like it was fun for everyone. In Rock Band, you could sing too. Remember we
God, I hated
founded
singing.
like the. But obviously they didn't judge you based on the correctness of the words, so you could
Yeah,
just like
just,
have the pitch right. So our friends would just go like, and it would still work.
Feels like that would make the game much worse.
it,
Yeah.
was fun
I
though.
would not want to play with someone like that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, get into
Yeah.
the piano. Don't stop talking about Rock Band.
Yeah, so for the piano this week, I tried to like get back on piano. I learned in previous years. I learned one song by Explosions in the Sky, which is "Your Hand in Mine" by Explosions in the Sky, which is like the song that I can still play to this day.
That's like a classic yoga.
Yeah,
band,
it
I would
is.
say.
It is.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
learned a song from Your Name, actually, the movie that I really like. I learned what I was playing today. I learned a couple songs from Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which is one of my favorite movies as well.
All right, what do you think about this? I think it'd be cool if musicians or singers made a full album sampling their favorite movie. and made a whole like every song
Yeah,
has
that'd be
like
sick.
a little bit of like it'll either have a quote from that movie,
like
it'll have
like
the
a
background.
concept album around a movie.
Yeah, I think
'Cause
that'd be
it's
so
like,
cool.
I feel like sometimes albums are made. Well, obviously, like sometimes albums are made for a movie.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
doing
No,
it
but
after the fact is kind of
sometimes
cool.
Like let's
People are
say
inspired by movies too, but it's not like it's
yeah,
not front
like
and
let's
center.
say Kanye loves Your Name,
Yeah.
That'd
and
be
he just
so
has
funny.
a song and like it has like the important quotes
Yeah,
like sampled in it, or like has a cool moment like this, like because you like people sample random audio files of anything. Why can't you do
Yeah.
it for movie? I think that'd be so cool.
That would
So
be very
there's
cool.
actually one of the songs I was learning on piano is called Row, like ROW by John Bryan, and it's from the Eternal Sunshine soundtrack. And I found like this SoundCloud version. It's called like Row Flip, which is just like a mashup kind of, and it's
Cool.
like it's so good. Like it's just like because the piano is good itself. The song is literally just a minute of just piano, and it's for Eternal Sunshine.
Yeah.
But like. Just like I guess the idea of like sampling it is really cool
Yeah.
too. Like Jay Electronica,
Yeah.
he sampled Eternal Sunshine in one of his songs, and it's like
Yeah. See,
so
that's
good.
cool.
It's just cool. Like
That's interesting.
stuff like that I really like. And then in general, I would just learn songs over the years that I just like. I remember I learned like the Harry Potter theme, just like little stuff that I
That's
was
fun,
like
yeah.
interested in for a bit, but I never like took the time to hammer it down. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I just know like for instance, like this song Row that I learned again for the week. I'm not quite there to like get it perfect yet, but I used to be able to do it. And like, so learning the two hands again this week was easier. It was really hard the first time because it was a little complicated for me. And then I just got it like almost right away, even though it had been so long.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like you could probably play the instrument if you had the notes in front of you, but without I think that's why piano is a cool instrument to me. Like if
Yeah.
you do learn how to like read music, it's
Yeah.
like you could be like, oh, can you play this song, and they just pull out the sheet music and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's not like
You're right.
If it's like not so maybe you have to practice to get it down, but it's like I always think about like going back to I don't know why I'm talking all about church this episode, but like the organ player, like
Yeah.
he would just flip to a page and play. Like it's not like he like practices.
Oh,
that
we
song.
should do a lightning
Yeah.
round for like instruments, like yay or nay them.
yeah.
Can we do that?
I'm into that.
Organ.
Hell yeah.
Nay.
Because I think that's what like
Yay in one setting.
with baseball game.
Okay.
I like I like that there are so many websites that have like guitar tabs because it's like I don't have to read music. It'll literally just say like third finger on this string. It's like you know what I mean, stuff like that.
Can you yeah, I guess do people read sheet music for guitar
People
too?
do, but it's like it's usually just like it'll say the chord. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like if you're typically, I mean, sometimes
I
you-
actually
you'll
would look
find
up
it, but-
guitar tabs to try and like for songs that I liked on piano but wouldn't have it because I wasn't good enough to figure it out on my own. I would look up the guitar tabs and then try to play the note.
Yeah,
you know what I
get
mean?
the right
And
idea.
sometimes it would work.
on a first date. Yeah, actually, I play guitar. Tabs. Hey, it's a piano.
Actually,
do you want to
so
hear the
many
Harry
times-
Potter theme song?
I have so many because my brother, like I said, he could just get it right away. I have so many memories of. I would still do this for just being like, Matt, like, please just tell me how to play this one. He would get it in like 2 seconds, you know, and then
That's
I would
so
be able
weird.
to know how to play it, and it was like such a good feeling. It
That's
was like
funny.
a trend. It was, you know, it's like someone who knows another language, and you just like, hey,
Yeah.
how do you say this? Like, whoop. Oh, okay, thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it feels good to be able to just be like, oh, I didn't know the song. Someone's like, oh, you should like learn this. It's like, in fact, I can do it. Like,
Yeah,
as long
if,
as I say
if
it.
you just have the music,
yeah.
yeah.
That's cool.
I know. That's why, like, all in the YouTube comments, it's like, can I have the sheet music for this? And I would be like, can't relate. You know?
Yeah.
Never know what that feels like.
So do you think you'll continue? You guys are every episode we bring up, you're moving. Do you think you're going to
Yeah.
play the piano in New York?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be too tough.
Yeah.
I think, and like, I really like it too. It's just like, I don't know, like first of all, not going to buy a piano. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a keyboard is truly different for me. I actually think it's a lot, I don't know. It's just not the same. I don't like it. I don't like the
You need a
weight.
grand
You need
piano.
like the piano keys have like weight on them. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And
Sure.
and keyboard keys have no weight, and it's kind of weird. I don't know.
Did anyone in your family play the piano besides your brother?
No.
So why do you have a
yeah.
piano here?
I always thought that was
I
cool.
truthfully, like, I've been meaning to ask my parents this because I don't know if my brother was the one that wanted to do piano lessons. I feel like that's kind of weird. Isn't that like a parent thing? They just sign their kid up for piano
Yeah.
lessons.
I
Like,
know. I wonder if I ever
like when
wanted
I was
to.
a kid,
I had 'em.
I never denied lessons, and I never was offered them. But for my brother, for whatever reason, they gave him piano lessons, and he was really good, so they got him a piano. I guess
Yeah.
I don't know. It is just like it is a keyboard, but it's not like
It's like a nice keyboard.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
a nice keyboard. Like it's very similar to a piano.
Yeah.
It's not like a little keyboard. It's not portable or
Yeah.
anything.
I remember growing up thinking like the houses that had pianos, it was cool. I'd always like play around on them.
Yeah.
Do you remember we had a friend of the show, Billy?
Yeah.
His house had a piano. And every time I would go
it
for a
always
while,
needed water. Remember that?
yeah, his sister
You
Sarah.
have to
yeah.
feed the piano water like every 30 minutes or something.
Really?
It was
No,
really
not
weird, yeah.
30 minutes. But his sister
Must be a
played
nice
piano, so
piano.
every time I would go, I'd learn a new little song. I still can play to this day. Sarah, if you're listening for any reason, I still can play 1,000 Miles by
Sarah, if you're
Vanessa
listening
Charlton.
Charlton.
for
I
any
love
reason, I love you, and I would love to play 1,000 miles for you.
It did sound like that was coming.
I can just play the da-da-da-da-da-da. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's
that's
the
what
extent
you
of-
that's what you want out of the mandolin.
That's like I don't even want it out of the mandolin, but if I had to have any musical skill, it would
Yeah.
be just the extent of.
Imagine if you could
1,000
play
miles.
1,000 miles on the mandolin.
It would sound good. I like
That'd be
the
really cool.
sound of the
For me,
mandolin.
I wanted to learn on guitar because I don't know any guitar. I always thought it'd be really cool to learn the beginning of the song, "The General." You know that song?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it'd be
No.
so cool to just know that and be like, "Oh, is that a guitar?" It's like,
Yeah, see, that's what I mean.
But because like I feel like that wouldn't be that hard to learn.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be afraid that?
But I don't know how to do anything else.
Wouldn't you be afraid if like someone's like, "Oh yeah, Andrew, he's a guitar guy. He's so good," and then once you try to play another song, people would be like,
And they're like, "Oh, do you want
he's
to
a
jam?"
fraud, he's a
I mean, I
fraud."
feel like I'm old enough to like just admit it. At
That'd be
this
so
point.
funny if
Wait,
someone's
no, I
like,
thought the point of learning an instrument was to con people into thinking you're cool.
Yeah. if you were like,
That's
someone
half
comes up
it.
to you and asks you to like jam out, and like it's your turn to solo, you just play the general.
Wait, what is the general?
Like,
Who's it by?
I've
Dispatch.
seen the
You'd recognize it.
others,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
I
Pretty good song.
have
Good guitar song.
discovered that this
Okay,
fight
enough,
is not
enough.
worth fighting.
Episode's
This
gonna
isn't
get
the singing episode.
copyrighted.
No, yeah, it is the singing episode. It's part
No,
of
it's
it.
not.
It is.
I said I don't want to learn the mandolin. Do you guys mind if I show off my voice?
You
And
said,
you
yeah.
specifically said no. You have to learn a new instrument.
Yeah.
I can't even tell.
As I
what's
go on
true
the
and-
piano, which I've learned 6 years ago.
People think we have the weirdest conversations.
All right.
I don't think I'm gonna to get on with it. Oh wait, Chris, you have to
Yeah.
talk about your past week.
Oh, yeah, I
even
can
though
do
you didn't learn an instrument either.
I did learn this a little bit. So I'll say, here's my banjo background. I've been saying for a while I wanted a banjo, but like, you know, whatever, didn't think much of it. For Christmas, my girlfriend gets me a banjo.
That's great.
It's
All right,
great
all right.
gift.
I didn't know this was this new then.
This was last Christmas.
Last
Oh, wait, hold on. I want to ask
I
you something,
gave
Chris.
you
Yeah.
my banjo.
I did give it away.
You sent us a Snapchat
Yeah.
of you playing the banjo.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you have someone else record that?
No, you know, Snapchat, you can lock the video.
Can you?
What?
Yeah. Did you guys know
I
that?
thought I was ahead of the
Yeah.
times with Snapchat.
Alex, I thought Alex
That's
was ahead
just
of
the
the
one
time
thing I know how to do on Snapchat.
because
that's unique.
Alex can Snapchat with two different texts.
Everyone could do that now. That's not
but
impressive
I don't know how to do that
anymore.
But Chris is truly ahead of him.
You
now.
just gotta hold the video and then bring it to the left. I think you see where the lock button is near it.
Oh.
Fans are loving
Whoa.
this.
Oh, I haven't updated Snapchat in a long time
Pretty cool,
because
That is cool.
I
You know what? You learn something new every day.
Mm.
Now give me that banjo. I'm gonna freestyle for the I Need a Hobby Pod.
remember when
story.
Snapchat updated and people freaked out.
Mm-hmm.
So I like hadn't updated it, so I still like have the old one where I have like all
Yeah,
my
we
snaps
know, dude.
separate
You brag
from stories.
you brag about
No,
it all
I
the
don't.
time. It's like the
a
worst
point
thing to
of-
brag
yeah.
about.
No, I don't.
I know you also haven't
It's a
updated your
point of
Facebook,
pride.
so you don't have your cover photo yet
Yeah.
either.
You still
I
have your
the-
about
I have
me front and center.
the old profile.
You have your what was it called, the box, like the little box under you. Did it have a name? Maybe not.
No, it didn't have a name.
very
Do you
cool.
remember that? I mean, it was like 2000.
You were talking about your wall a lot.
my wall to wall. Yeah. Yeah.
So I got the banjo. Day one with the banjo, break a string.
Oh no,
I'm
that's a classic banjo player's
I
nightmare.
know it is, and I like
Twang.
tuning something I can do, but I wasn't used to like the string, so I
Yeah,
didn't know
Stringing it.
So I go get a new string, but I like put it off for a bit. I played a little bit. I learned how to play a few songs pretty well. I learned some scales. What I like about it is
Classic string instrument.
Yeah,
right
way
there.
to go. Steals.
because I really liked on the guitar like finger picking, they call it,
Mhm.
where you play with like your
You don't strum.
yeah,
right? It's
you
just
play
like
with kind of like all your fingers on your right hand.
yeah.
Mhm.
No pick though.
No pick.
Okay.
So
but you are picking.
That's
you-
why.
Wait. Oh, on your right hand?
I think that's a banjo.
So like
To me, that's a classic.
That's what you
banjo
normally
thing.
strum
yeah,
with, right?
but like you kind of do like
But
yeah,
on
yeah,
a-
I know. I know.
On
I
a
know.
guitar,
Yeah.
you strum it all, or you hit one with a
Mhm.
string, right? Is that what you're saying?
sure, yeah.
You're like, I don't know how to describe
Yeah.
it.
No, that is right. That is right.
Yeah, I looked at finger picking, you understand?
No,
but
but-
that's what the banjo is.
But that's what Alex
primarily.
is saying, right? You either move your left hand to get the note right
Mhm.
and strum all the strings,
Yeah.
or you finger pick.
I'll give an example. You guys can explain to the fans. So.
Oh god.
That's a strum.
Finger picking.
Yeah. So see, to me, that's
Exactly.
a classic banjo.
It's very
thing.
difficult with headphones and a microphone, but
Yeah.
so yeah, the
Sounded nice,
banjo
though.
is more finger picking, so it's like
Mhm.
it's a lot. It's different than some of the other
I
string
think the
instruments.
banjo's a very nice sounding
I
instrument.
know
Yeah,
it's
I
very
agree.
satisfying. Like even if you don't know what you're doing, I think you can make a banjo sound pretty good.
Mm.
But I learned some songs, and I've been playing. This week I just practiced some more of the scales so that I could practice like just playing stuff on my
Yeah.
own.
Yeah.
And just doing stuff to get used to playing with like the finger picking
Right.
like that. I looked up some tabs. There's not like a lot of the banjo songs they had were songs I don't know because I don't listen to a ton of like that
Banjo
kind of
heavy
music.
songs.
Yeah.
Just Rainbow Connection by the Muppets.
The only
Another
one. But yeah, I had fun. I
You
enjoyed
already
I
it.
play
really
for
enjoyed
us.
doing this. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, I
This
will
hobby.
play a little sample at the end. But
Oh,
I
you
think,
have something for us?
yeah.
Oh, nice.
All right, should we get into ratings?
Yeah, we
I
can
think we're
rate it.
good.
Because you seem to say a rating there.
Yeah.
You really
I'll
enjoyed
Can I
this.
start?
Sure. So every episode, for the most part, we rate our hobbies on a scale from 1 to 10, and we give them a yay or
Mhm.
nay. Will you continue doing your instrument, your
Yeah.
hobby?
Andrew?
Okay. All right, I'm gonna fight back at Alex for a sec.
Whoa.
One thing that I want to say about learning an instrument is that you don't have to learn every instrument. You like clearly, but
Why is this
That was
why is this a direct
that was
answer?
Alex's
fine.
thesis.
you were hating on me for not relearning, but
You-
I hadn't played piano in a while, and I like the piano a lot. So
Okay.
I have no desire to learn another instrument. Like what I'm saying is that
All I'm
if
saying
you
is
find
you've
an
taken a
instrument that
lazy
you
approach to
like-
the episode. You took a lazier approach to the episode.
Well, because I didn't buy a mandolin. Like
yeah.
no.
He also didn't. I loaned him a
Yeah, this is
mandolin.
Chris mandolin. Wait,
I
you don't
know,
know that?
but
Oh.
yeah, I know. I did know that, but Chris doesn't have two mandolins.
I might. No, I don't.
Doesn't matter.
Could have learned guitar. Do you know how to play guitar?
No, but I didn't want to learn guitar for the reason.
Oh
I
my
said.
god! All right, I'm not upset. I am upset. I'm
Wait,
not
this
mad.
is what I'm saying.
I'm
This is what
disappointed.
I'm saying is that you don't have to learn every instrument. Like I have one instrument that I like to play, so I wanted to get back into it. If I was playing piano like
Sure.
every day, then
Sure.
then I would.
I'll
if
respectfully
I didn't do it,
disagree.
then it would have been like a half-assed
See, I like,
of the hobby. But I hadn't played in like over a year.
I think a good example is one time when I was in high school, a friend of ours, Nathan, who I mentioned earlier, messaged a big group of people and said, "Hey, just so you guys know, I'm offering guitar lessons if anyone's interested, like for like not that much money."
Mm-hmm.
And this one kid responded and said, "I already know how to play the guitar.
Yeah.
Like,
First of
you
all-
can always get better. Like
Right,
Nathan, I'm
right.
sure still takes, or maybe not still, but took lessons even though he was talented.
Right,
You can
right.
always get better.
That's what I'm saying.
But
that
that
kid,
guy-
he knew that,
that
guy,
kid, Eddie Van Halen.
Jimi Hendrix.
But what I'm saying is that like I was able to like get back into it, which was a lot of
All
fun.
right. All I'm saying is that when we heard you upstairs, it did not sound like you knew how to play the piano for 6 years.
Well, I didn't play. That's the thing.
That was good.
like-
That was a joke. That was good.
Oh my god. I didn't know how to play like perfectly. Like I
sounded
never
like-
took lessons.
You
You
know
know
that
what I mean?
classic sound of when a piano falls on a cartoon character? It's like, that's what
Angel.
you sounded like every note.
There were
Now,
8
let me
pianos
practice
outside
for
of
a
your
sec
house.
here. Yeah, just the classic.
Yeah.
I wish there was like like a yard sale in skiing when you lose all your skis. Like I wish there
Yeah.
was a term for just like
Like
hitting
smashing
every
the piano.
key at
Yeah.
once. Yeah.
You
I don't
like
know.
smash the piano, ugly chord for about 5 to 6 minutes, and then you finished rubbing
Yeah.
your fingers
Yeah.
on all the notes, like
Took
a
the classic
flourish at
scale
the
of
end.
touching every
You
key
kept
as
saying you
fast
were
as
stroking
could
the
with your index
ivories.
finger. Yeah. So I love playing piano. It's definitely, once again, I feel like a common theme with hobbies that I really like are they're therapeutic to me. Rock climbing, running, Rubik's Cube. It's just like a nice, relaxing thing for me. Playing piano is.
Would you call those the 3 R's of hobbies? Running, rock climbing, Rubik's Cube.
Reading.
Oh, what are your hobbies?
Reading, arithmetic,
Yeah,
Rubik's
yeah,
Cube.
the three. That's funny. The 3 R's of hobbies. I like it. Anyway, reading too. We need more R's.
4 R's.
Anyway, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I
Ross.
want to continue it. What did you say?
Robert Ross.
Ross, Bob.
Robert Ross too. I'd like to continue it, but once again, like bringing your guitar places is convenient. Maybe I will try to learn guitar. I guess. I don't know. Like I just like playing something. It just takes your mind off things, and it's not like, I guess, similar to Rubik's cubing. It's not like a strenuous activity where like running is good and rock climbing is good, but
For some reason,
you
like,
can't do it like all the time.
Like I play
You know what
guitar
mean?
while I'm watching TV.
Right.
You know what I
right.
mean? So it's like if I'm just
Right.
sitting
I would
there-
do that with the Rubik's cube.
Exactly.
Like,
but you already know how to play guitar.
That's right.
You're not
But it's the
learning
same
how
But
to
thing.
play.
I'll sometimes have my laptop open and I'm
Yeah.
looking up tabs or something.
Yeah, it's just something that I find really fun. I'm actually going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I guess I will say nay for now, unfortunately,
The
just
first
because
9 out of 10,
circumstances. But in the future, it is something I want to get good at. This is kind of weird and out of left field, but I really want to learn another language. That's probably like first on my agenda list, and then if I can get that down, I'll go back to an instrument maybe.
Some say it's its own language.
Yeah.
The mandolin.
Maybe. Yeah.
Mandarin.
Hey, you want to learn the mandolin? How about try Mandarin, okay? It's way harder.
You think anyone knows how to play the mandolin and Mandarin? There's probably like 25 people.
Yeah.
No, I bet a lot of people do.
All right.
I doubt a lot of
25,000.
Chinese-born people know how to play the mandolin, but I bet you a lot of
I think a lot of people know, like, maybe
American-born
aren't fluent
Chinese.
in Mandarin, but I think a lot of people know.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of high schoolers offer mandolin.
Yeah.
I don't know about the language.
yeah.
All right, 9 out of 10 nay.
I mean, Mandarin
9 out of 10
oranges
nay.
at lunch.
Yeah, we should pitch that to some rapper. Be like, hey, my mandolin knows Mandarin.
Ooh.
And all the other rappers are like, what is this, bluegrass?
Just a twangy solo in the background.
All right, I'll get into my rating.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I definitely have nothing against learning an instrument, so I
Mhm.
don't want to give it too low of a rating. But to me, it doesn't feel as therapeutic. I can understand if you're good at playing an instrument that it feels therapeutic.
Yeah.
But like it just feels like I'm learning.
Well,
something.
another thing is like
I would rather spend my time learning something that is more relatable
that's
to
fair.
my life.
I think
A trade.
going like it's the same thing when you solve the Rubik's Cube and you get it so fast. It's so satisfying.
But also, like-
that's another thing when you play
Yeah.
a song
Yeah.
without any mistakes and it's something you've been working on for like a week or two. It's satisfying.
I just haven't gotten there.
And I think it goes back to Rubik's Cube, where when we did our Rubik's Cube episode, I had learned to solve it like right when we finished the episode. So
Right.
I don't think I gave it all that high of a
Yeah.
rating because I was like, I spent like 2 weeks learning
Yeah.
how to do this.
Yeah.
Now I'd probably give it a high rating because it's kind of fun to just do it.
Yeah.
I think another issue is like, especially with the mandolin, even if I knew how to play like really good mandolin,
Mm-hmm.
like you said with the banjo, I don't really listen to mandolin songs.
Yeah. Good point.
So what am I going to be able to play Stairway to Heaven on the mandolin? I wouldn't want to play bluegrass. I don't listen to that.
Yeah.
If I knew how to play guitar,
Mm-hmm.
or if I was learning how to play guitar or something, maybe I could see myself hitting that like, oh, this is so satisfying. I finally got Smoke on the Water.
your favorite song.
What's that classic what's that Def Leppard one that everyone plays? Oh, Seven Nation Army. Is that them? Probably
No,
not.
that's
White
the White
Stripes.
Stripes.
White
yeah.
Stripes. my
I was
bad,
going to say
yeah.
like Iron Man
Seven
is
Nation
another
Army.
like
Yeah.
classic guitar one.
Mhm.
But right now, I was going to compare it to when we were talking about reading. If like when I was talking about my beef against reading fiction, like it just feels like I could be doing something else that's like way more productive for me.
Interesting.
When I sit down and learn the mandolin,
See, I think that's crazy for you to say that and like give watching movies such a high rating. That's fiction too.
I know. I'm just being honest.
All right,
Yeah.
that's fine.
And first of all, we're not on the reading episode anymore.
Yeah.
Like with the mandolin, I don't get
That's fine,
anything
that's fine,
back
yeah,
out of it.
that's
So I'm just sitting there learning how to play the mandolin for 45 minutes. And the only thing I get is insults from my co-hosts that my mandolin is out of tune or
Yeah.
something.
You brought in an orange. You thought a Mandarin orange was an instrument.
So like at this point, I can't give it that high of a rating.
fair.
It has not been that enjoyable. Even when I was learning piano, I quit, so I couldn't have liked it that much.
Mm-hmm.
I only played the tuba because it got me girls.
I only played the tuba because they said it was freaking jacked.
I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10.
Wow.
Nay,
Whoa. Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
Cool.
Chris.
definitely nay.
Yeah.
Because I can't see myself.
I'm having
bringing my
trouble.
mandolin.
I'm having trouble with this rating because I do like playing music. I don't do it as much as I used to, but I still do like every now and then. If I'm like sitting around, I'll pick up a guitar.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the playing music is fun. I think learning an instrument inherently is like a little less fun.
Right.
But getting better at an
But it's part
instrument
of it.
that you're comfortable with is maybe a little bit easier to do. I'm really looking forward to. So I'm moving in a few weeks, and my roommates are in a band. One of them plays guitar. One of them plays the drums, I believe. So I'm not going to join the band, but I'd like to like see if I could like play a little. I
You
think
could jam.
I think being in that environment will make me play a little bit more, and maybe I could like learn some tips from them.
See, I would want to know what you guys would give this rating. A rating if like you learned how to play the flute.
Yeah,
or
that's a good
something.
point.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
it's like
I'm
a-
more talking about like I guess I'm more talking about playing an instrument that you already enjoy. That's like the whole basis
All
behind
right, so
my
now I
rating.
feel like you're agreeing with me here.
Yeah,
That's
no,
why
I,
it's-
I guess I would, because like learning an instrument, that it's the same thing, right? With learning a language or any other skill, if you don't like it, then you don't want to do it. What's like another hobby that we just didn't like that much? I don't
The
know.
Big E.
The Big E.
That's coming back soon. I don't want to go.
Yeah, it is going back soon. I would go.
Yeah. So I think
It's been 2 years.
playing the banjo was fun. It's a new instrument, and I think I want to continue playing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give it a decent rating. I'll probably go right in the between you guys. Let's go with the 7. Yay.
All right.
Nice.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay.
What would you give? All right. No,
oh,
love,
wait.
love talking to you guys about instruments.
Can we do a quick lightning round on instruments?
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
all right. Basically, just yay or nay the instrument. You guys can all do one, or I have a bunch in my head, but I'll start.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Harp.
Very cool.
Yay.
As an instrument or to learn?
Just like in general. No,
Nay.
in
Nay.
general. Not to learn.
Too
not to learn.
creepy. Nay.
I'll say yay.
yeah, I'll say yay.
All right. Do you guys want to do one, or you want me to keep going?
Keep going.
Okay. Violin.
I think the violins are pretty
Yay.
cool.
I agree. We didn't talk about orchestra instruments. That's like some serious stuff.
I think
Yeah.
that'd be really cool.
I've always thought that was like way more skillful than any
Yeah.
other instrument.
You
I
ever,
don't know.
have
I
you ever
wonder if it
tried to
is.
play a violin?
No, it looks super hard.
It is. I've made some screechy noises.
What do you call that?
the
The
bow?
bow like
Yeah.
breaks
Yeah.
as soon as I try.
Okay. Next up, accordion. Oh, wait, I'll say yay for violin.
Yeah.
I'll say yay for accordion as well.
I'd say I don't really have an it looks like heavy.
I'm gonna
like,
say nay for
I put
accordion.
I put accordions up there with unicycles. It's like
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Why-
agree.
why
it's
you
like
learn
you're
this?
trying
Come
too
on.
hard. I don't
Yeah.
know. Remember, Chris? There was a guy on our track team who
Yeah.
always brought like this like accordion piano hybrid, and he would just like
No, that's
bring
what
it
that's
around.
what
That's an
accordion
accordion.
is.
Oh,
That's a
my
big
bad.
Oh, I got one.
I always thought the accordion was just like a squishy, you know what I
No,
mean?
that
But
is-
you're
Yeah,
right.
it is
You're right.
decent.
You're
That's
right.
an elementary
Yeah,
accordion.
I thought
Anyway.
it was really cool that he could play it, but
It
I
was
was
just
like,
so weird.
I don't
It was
know,
like, what are you doing?
All right, what about the guitar?
Very cool.
I don't know what that
Piano
is.
guitar hybrid.
It's like a guitar, but it's
Oh, I
basically
think
just like
it's
if
like
you're
a
holding
classic
keyboard.
80s
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
yeah.
cool.
or like the
Um,
two-headed guitar.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
cool.
played those.
Definitely cool. What about
I'm
the
gonna nay that one.
what about the cello?
Well, you know, I
That's
said
like
about
a big stand-up bass looking thing.
Yeah.
Well, if you flip it on your side, cello, you got a bass.
tip it on the side, and you got a bass. School of Rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah,
Cool.
that is such a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give a nay to the cello then after hearing you guys say that.
Oh, that's good. It's good.
Yeah.
What else?
The
Any
how
other-
about
I think
how about
that's-
the conductor of an orchestra? Pfft, nay.
Yeah.
I always used to think that was funny. That a funny thing about the band was usually the kids who were like the whatever captains, whatever you would call it, of the band would just be like kind of conducting.
It's called first chair, dude.
First
Yeah,
chair.
like you would get like a
Yeah.
you'd get like it was like
Oh, the drum leader.
how for Flyer
Yeah.
News, like our high school television show, like the seniors got to like, or never mind, just in general, you would get to anchor some weeks, and it would just be fun. But yeah, like the seniors in the band would get to like do the conducting.
Yeah,
but
we
it's
had,
funny
like-
because like at that point, like they're not even really playing. They're just
yeah,
kinda,
they're just like standing
We
there.
had one. We had. I guess we voted on who would be like the conductor for marching band, and I think that's what it was. But yeah, that was the only time they conducted.
Yeah.
God forbid they let us touch that whatever stick
Yeah.
that they use.
I think it was just
Yeah.
it
wand.
was just a stick.
Magic wand. So Alex, I got some beef with you for a sec. You've gone on record and said that one of your favorite movies is Whiplash. Is that true?
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Very related to learning an instrument
You're right.
and like the passion behind learning an instrument
Hey,
and the grind.
just
I
gotta
think
be honest.
I think the passion can be applied anywhere though. in
As
the
long as
podcast.
you can agree that it's a little like, you know, you
Hypocritical?
maybe not
I
hypocritical.
don't think that's hypocritical.
But just
One,
that
I'm not learning the drums and getting abused for it. I just like watching someone else get abused for learning the drums.
It's kind of like how after our first like,
ironic is what I'll say. It's ironic that you hate
All right,
instruments,
well, first of all,
but you love that movie.
that movie. Everyone likes that movie. It's not like I'm
Yeah.
finding some
Nah,
very
it's not everyone's
specific.
favorite movie. It's not everyone's
But I don't
favorite
think
movie.
people who like it necessarily like it because
There are-
they like playing music.
Yeah, plenty of people out there who don't know anything about music like that movie.
I was gonna say it's like how
It's not like
after,
you chose like a documentary about Yo-Yo Ma or something.
after
you
our
know?
first 20 episodes, how Todd would like smack the microphones across our heads and say like, "Yeah, what was that?"
Yeah, stay on tempo.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
right, and it really paid off.
It really got us to where we are today.
I
I think
think it
like
would've
I
been-
see a lot of that movie in us.
I think it's more hypocritical of me because I hate the book Whiplash. You know, the novelization of the movie, but I love the movie.
Yeah.
I only hate the book because it's fiction. I don't know if it's
all right,
actually.
all right. Let's move on to our next section.
Alex is getting too.
We're gonna move into what's on your mind. Every week we do the section. We talk about what's on our mind, and we get a theme song from a fan of the show. This week we got theme song from a fan of the show, Marcus.
Here it is.
Thank you, Marcus. Marcus told me in the email to specify that this was actually his song that he actually said that we should use.
This is really Marcus's
He said a lot of your songs seem like they might not be from the person. I mean, we know they are.
Yeah.
But it just
So this is
We gotta put his YouTube in the
Bean Von
description.
Brooks by Marcus, our listener. From Google Translate, it looks like it means the village of Brooks. So pretty cool by Marcus. If you guys want to listen to his stuff, we're gonna put his YouTube channel in the description.
And to clear things
pretty
up,
good.
I know Chris said he was gonna play a few strums.
which
on the
that
banjo.
was not me.
We're gonna save that.
Yeah.
I guess for after the podcast or
Yeah.
after the what's
I'm gonna
yours.
just I'll start stretching my hands out.
Okay.
Yeah, you can play a little bit later.
Yeah, cool.
All right, thanks for that, Marcus.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about what's on our minds. Andrew, what's on your mind?
What is in my mind? Oh yeah, here's what's on my mind this week. I hope I haven't talked about this before. I feel like I have, but it became on my mind
It's still
again.
on your mind. We can talk about it again.
Have I talked about petting zoos or no?
Yeah, I think you have, but
I don't know.
let's keep it up.
Have I?
I don't think so.
I think petting zoos are so weird.
They definitely are.
Do you guys like petting zoos?
I don't know if I've ever. I guess I must have been to one as a young boy.
This opinion gets hate because people love like touching like bunnies or something. Like I've never really been like that, and I still
You don't like petting like a dog though?
I do, but that's way different.
I've never seen a dog at a petting zoo.
zoo.
There's
like-
like goats.
There's like goats and like little pigs. It's all fine, but like
You want to pet a cute bunny?
no, it's weird.
I don't
like
I
it.
don't
I don't like it.
I'll do it if it comes up, but I don't think I would go out of my way to
I
go
think
to
it's
a
more hypocritical of you. I
boy.
think that's
Where's
more
this going?
hypocritical than me liking Whiplash. You like petting one animal, but not any others. I'll pet any animal, any
You like
species.
you
I
like
don't
the
care.
movie Secret Life of Pets, but you don't like a petting zoo.
Yeah, no, you caught me.
They're all cute animals. It's not like they'd put like
No,
a.
but that's the thing,
a
dude. It
cow
just
in
seems
there.
weird. It seems like it's like going to prison and like petting the prisoner.
Oh,
I
don't
don't
get
know
on!
about
Don't get on your.
No, that would be if
animal
if a dog.
cruelty high horse.
That'd be if a dog went to a petting zoo and was petting a goat. I think petting zoos are fine, but
Because I like
Are
regular
you saying?
zoos.
Are you saying it's inhumane?
I don't know. No, it's almost certainly.
and are you
isn't.
talking about petting zoos like at a zoo, or you ever hear about a mobile petting zoo?
That's what I mean.
Like
That's
when
more
birthday
what I
parties
mean.
have like
yeah, like,
I don't like that.
mobile petting zoos like that travel around and they
Like at a fair,
yeah
like at the Big E, they probably have a petting zoo.
yes. Well, another reason to hate it, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
just I don't like it. It's just something about it is really like
Well, all
Creepy
the
to
animals,
me.
all the animals at the Big E,
Yeah,
I don't like
They're all big.
because I feel like they're being very mistreated.
Yeah.
yeah, it sucks.
Didn't you guys pay like $1 at the Big E to like look at a big pig or something?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? We
World's
went in
largest
there.
pig.
It was a picture of you, Chris.
Roasted.
Ooh, that would be so good.
That'd be funny.
That was so. Oh my god.
I agree.
we only did it for the pod. Let's be honest, but that was
Oh, yeah,
so
no doubt.
I'm
the,
probably
pig,
paid
the pig
$1.
part. But that was so sad. He was like
Yeah.
huge and like asleep, and there was just a sad.
That's what I
person in
mean
there,
with all
like-
the animals at the Big E. At a smaller
It's
fair,
the
maybe
same
it's
idea,
different.
I think.
Yeah, because I think what this is making me think about petting zoos is I'm fine with them in a setting where I'm like, okay, I go to a zoo, there's a few animals that I can pet, that makes sense. If I'm at like a fair where it's like, oh, like you can play all these games, you can eat hot dogs, and there's like a tiny section with like a goat, that's a little weird.
Mhm.
I know.
Or if
I
I don't know.
I certainly think there's probably something off with it, but I don't think I think as strongly as you guys.
Yeah.
That it's weird. I would do it. I'd still pet the animals.
Yeah.
Even if I'm too old, I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. I guess I don't like it.
Yeah. Recently in my work, we had a big like summer barbecue,
Mm-hmm.
and there was not quite a petting zoo, but they brought like exotic animals in, like crocodiles.
I would not like
Really?
And,
I would
and
not
like-
like that.
And
I
like
would
a
not like
large
that either.
bird that would sit on your shoulder.
It's just weird. I don't like it. It's
Wait,
like-
what's now? I don't understand what your issue is because I
I
feel like
think it's
these are
just
two
that,
different things.
okay. I think the principle that I don't like is just like
Animals in
animals,
captivity.
animals in captivity. I guess, but I like zoos, I guess, because typically it's like it seems like they have like their own little biome, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure,
Like I don't like I think traveling animals
They're
is
kinda
what
like
I don't
working.
like. Is
Yeah.
what I guess what I'm
Okay.
saying. Like animals that are like
Didn't you come here
for
on a horse and
entertainment.
buggy?
That's I bought it though.
Okay.
Yeah.
A horse and buggy that
he
was
gets
in
no
a
pets.
giant truck that was labeled.
I
You're on the
rescued
back
it.
of a
Mobile zoo.
flatbed truck.
Yeah. All right,
I could get behind that.
Yeah.
The traveling animals part.
Okay, that's it.
Alex.
Here's what's on my mind. Let's say you're out and about one day,
Mm-hmm.
talking to a stranger,
Mm-hmm.
and you find out you have the same birthday.
Yeah.
Mm.
Don't you all of a sudden feel like connected to that person?
Yeah.
Why is that? Isn't that
It's
weird?
the same thing, like little things, right?
What do you mean it's the same thing as what?
As like just anything, like like anything.
Well, we were talking about a petting zoo for 5 minutes.
You still come out with same
Sorry.
thing.
All right, here's my example. I'm left-handed. If I met someone who's left-handed, I would feel the same thing.
Yeah.
I can't relate because I'm not left-handed.
It's a small. It's like.
But even if you met someone
birthday's
from your
even
town
cooler.
or something,
but
you know,
something
I
that
don't know.
like only 10. What if Chris met someone who like knows the same song on guitar as him? It's no different.
I don't think
than
that'd be
that.
the
So you
same.
have to be able to go, hey, you
I
ever played
do.
the
I
general?
think it's just.
Well, I don't know how to play guitar either.
It's
so.
just like it's if there's something that
All
like
right, either
under
way,
5%
sure.
of people have or something.
Yeah,
you
that's
have a little
weird, though.
connection. No,
I
it's
think
not.
this.
I like
think this
that.
one's interesting though because
Not
there's-
bad weird. It's just weird.
I think it's weird because all that other stuff, like the town you're from, or if you can play the same instrument, like what's the next part of that conversation? Like, yeah. Great month, right?
Same with
Yeah.
exactly with birthday.
Same with
Like, what are you going to
left-handed.
talk about?
Yeah.
So like, what hospital? Like,
Because I don't think I would. If someone said my birthday's March 9th, please send me something for my birthday. If someone was like, "Oh, my birthday's March 10th," I wouldn't care. I wouldn't be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
no way." But if someone was like, "Oh no, me too," I would be like, "No way, what hospital?"
Yeah.
One time I actually drafted a player in fantasy football because he had the same birthday as me, and he was
doesn't
a
it-
rookie. And,
See-
and I was like, "Oh, that's so cool! It's like a new guy in the NFL, and he has the same birthday as me." Like,
very
Right,
And
but
then,
you would.
yeah, it
are
was
you
pretty
a?
cool.
Are you a? What is it? Astrology?
I'm a Virgo, barely.
But do you like believe, do you like buy into it? Like, would you be like, "Oh, Pisces are all like these, or Virgos are all like these"? I would say
we
no.
should have done an astronomy episode.
We
Still time.
still can.
Yeah.
I don't-
Next week?
We listener of the show Zen is really into that stuff.
Yeah,
they told
were
me.
telling
Yeah,
us all about it.
See, I don't buy into that. But at the same time, if I had someone who had the same birthday, I would like in the back of my mind
Yeah.
subconsciously be like, "Oh, we're similar because it's the same birthday."
No, I think that's different though. I think that like I think you're not. I mean, I don't know anything about this, but I think that you're not compatible. I think you're compatible with like another sign. You know what I mean? Not your same sign. That's what I think.
Oh no, but isn't it like Pisces are one way? I'm not saying I
Yeah.
would go on a date with this dude.
But it's like people say like Tauruses are like.
Oh,
bullheaded.
What I'm
okay,
saying is
okay.
like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
should
yeah.
be similar. If I believed in astrology,
Yeah.
I should be similar in some ways to Pisces.
Yeah. Are you
And-
Pisces?
Yeah, I don't think about being a Pisces. Like if I met someone else who was a Pisces, I would be like, I don't care.
Or are you Chris? Taurus?
Taurus, yeah.
But if I met someone who's like, oh, my birthday's March 9th as well, same with chess legend Bobby Fischer, I would be like, no way. Like, who's your mom? Are we related? You know,
Were you
like I would
adopted?
assume we're similar based on the birth.
Let's all say our
that's-
birthdays so we can get fans that say.
Because you ever hear that
they
stat
love
where
us.
it's like if 17 people in a room.
You're only
more
saying that
likely or
because your
whatever.
birthday is like
50-50.
soon, so you want
Yeah, you want the
you want
presents.
emails.
My birthday is August 24th.
Yeah.
I want to see when this
May
podcast
3rd
comes
for
out.
me.
It's mine's August 16th. No,
All right.
Mine's March 9th, same as chess legend Bobby Fischer.
Yeah.
course.
Chris,
And
yours
like
May
little
3rd.
bow. Do you
Yeah.
guys have
May the 3rd be with you.
Celebrity birthdays? Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
that's another thing. I like learning about people's celebrity birthdays.
That's
I think
cool.
people think it's like weird when I ask.
I
them.
agree.
James Brown, I know one for me.
Oh, that's really good.
I don't. Yeah.
I have Rupert Grint.
Mm.
You know him?
From Harry Potter.
Harry Potter fame.
Yeah.
He plays Hagrid, right? I have
Hey.
chess legend Bobby Fischer. I think like Little Bow Wow, perhaps.
That's awesome.
But the day after, March 10th, is like Chuck Norris, which is pretty cool.
Mm.
My friend's dad.
Chuck Norris.
I feel like there were cooler people on my birthday, but I can't remember now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, just weird.
Yeah.
But a nice fun part of life,
Sure.
learning about birthdays.
Cool. Love it.
Chris, what about you? And
So-
don't tell me the banjo song is on your mind.
Yeah.
That-
Doo-doo-doo.
Soon it
I'll
is.
save it. I don't want to let it all out now. So here's what's on my mind. We've talked about this. I think the three of us. I know me and Alex, but it got bumped into my mind again earlier this week because I was talking about it again.
Mm-hmm.
Parking in cities,
Mm-hmm.
typically metered parking
Mhm.
in Boston. I think most cities have that, and they'll have signs that say like 8 to 6 or something. They have specific rules. But all those rules go out the window on Sunday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
completely.
Why?
People are traveling, I think.
No,
People
I
are
thi-
coming in
think it's because,
and out.
well, I don't know.
We had a few
Like,
theories.
I think it's because, like,
So,
well, first of all, Sundays is like the day off for
yeah,
everyone.
that's what I was thinking.
So
too.
that's why the
Another reason.
roadsides, I think, have the day off.
Hmm.
But at the same time, we could get into deeper why Sundays are the day off, which
Yeah.
I think is religious reasons.
Really?
Right?
You think that's where it started at the
I
very
think that's
least?
yeah,
Yeah.
and it just has
I
carried
think that's
over.
why football
'Cause
is on
people
Sundays,
love
truthfully.
people love having Sundays off.
Yeah.
So
You think
And then,
even
I think it became like self-fulfilling, right? It could start from religious reasons, but football being on Sundays is like a real thing. Like football is on Sundays because people like it's like generally acceptable to watch football all day on Sunday because people don't do anything on Sunday anyway.
yeah, but I don't think that's the reason why.
I think it's part of it.
That's
I think
the reason why Sundays.
I think football became on Sundays And then since so many people watch football, I'm not even kidding. That
I
like
don't think so. I don't think that's true.
I think that is true. I think that's a big part of it. And that
You think football influences the roads? Or
Yeah.
you
No,
just
not
think
the
Sunday
roads.
influences all of
I'm
us?
talking about. I think
You
that.
think s-
I think
having-
originally Sunday was designated as a day off for religious reasons, basically.
Right.
Mhm.
People go to church on
I
Sunday.
think it just carried over from that.
And then I think because of that, football was put on Sundays.
That's true.
And
Oh,
then I think-
that's probably true.
And then I think because of the football,
no,
even more so.
That's not true.
I don't know about that.
it just
The last part might be a stretch, but
that's
whatever.
a huge stretch. You think all of government is like, ooh, hold on, football's going on. We have to keep this
I
Sunday
just
off.
think it's another part of it, I guess.
I think
I think that's a reason why it's continued to be Sundays. How about that?
No, I don't think.
Okay,
I
fine.
don't think that's true. I
Fine.
think it happens to be. Those are two things that happen to be on Sundays, but they don't affect each other.
'Cause I
And
was
maybe
talking-
football is on Sunday, maybe because Sundays are a day of rest.
Mm.
I think that's as far as it goes.
I was talking about it with some friends though, and people were saying they think it has something to do with cities wanting to encourage
Yeah,
tourism.
tourism.
Like it's like, oh, come on the weekend you can park here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like
Yeah,
why
back
wouldn't
to
they
the-
do it on
back to the
Saturday? Why
roadside
wouldn't they do
stuff.
it on Saturdays? I don't know.
You're right. I think. Ooh, that's good. That's a
Yeah.
good reason, especially for the
I
road
think that
signs.
makes I have a beef with parking in general.
I think
just,
so- yeah, I don't know.
I feel like I spend too much time thinking about parking.
Now I've got a beef with Sundays.
Yeah.
Here's my hot take. I think that city parking is not as crazy as everyone says. What are you guys' thoughts?
I my neighborhood specifically, I have no problem parking. But there are areas where it's like,
Some cities are like, you can only park on this side for these days, and you have to park
Mhm.
on the other side.
Yeah,
That's pretty stressful. I'd
that's
say.
annoying. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
And you
I
have to
just
parallel
think, like-
park, which is annoying.
I just feel like I used to like never want to take a car into Boston basically or any city
mhm.
Yeah.
because I'd be afraid I just wouldn't find parking, but
Yeah.
that just doesn't happen.
I think
Yeah,
once you
yeah.
get to know like the neighborhoods and stuff, you
I
can
think a
figure
big
it
part
out.
of it is like being a young driver. I feel like I was very nervous for a lot of things, and
Mhm.
now I'm like okay
Yeah.
with it. So.
I mean, I still would not want to drive in Boston. Like, I wouldn't want to like parallel park somewhere on a crowded street in Boston,
Yeah, I agree.
and I wouldn't want to drive like in rush hour in the city.
Hmm.
But
I agree, but I still think you'd be fine.
yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think
I've
it's as
definitely
It's
bad.
done
certainly like, oh, would you rather
Is-
drive in rush hour or not rush hour? You
Is
know, it's,
Boston like
easy.
a good driving city?
Well,
No.
allegedly
everyone has-
bad drivers,
'Cause
people
all the-
say, but
Well, the
uh,
roads are really confusing too.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
construction.
that's true.
And
Because like
no,
everyone
it's
has
just
cars.
like you
That-
know,
that's it,
New York's
yeah.
the grid, and Boston's like, it's just
Yeah.
confusing. I think
Mhm.
so. I don't think it's a good city to drive in.
Yeah,
But who
Drive on
knows?
Sundays,
Sundays.
the Lord's Day.
Maybe we'll just start working on Sundays, so I don't have to think about parking.
That's a sin.
Yeah.
Hey, who knows why? But let's all be grateful that there's no
that the
ticketing.
NFL exists and made this happen.
yeah. No
Uh,
kneeling for me.
All right. I know I usually hit you guys with the plugs, but would one of you guys want to hit us with the plugs so that I can like warm up for this?
You can tune.
performance?
Sure.
Okay.
Alex, you want to do it?
Hey, stay till the end of the plugs, because Chris. Listen, I don't want to hear Chris.
Getting
Someone's
ready.
gonna
Let me
have to
just
stick
tune
their
up a little bit.
I'll try out the plugs. Let's see. We're on. Let's see. We're on Twitter. I need
Take
a
your time,
pod.
take your
I
time.
think we're on Vine.
Mm.
We're on Twitter,
Mine too. Mine too.
Instagram, Snapchat. Very, very active on all three.
Incredibly. At least
If you
Zero.
Mostly Instagram and
Instagram and
Snap.
Snapchat, we are pretty active.
Yeah.
If you have something that's on your mind, email us. I need a hobbypod at gmail.com. Visit our website.
doing good.
I need a hobbypod.com.
Mm-hmm.
Email me on my birthday, March 9th.
Yeah, put in calendar reminders right now. March 9th, August 24th, May 3rd. Big days.
Shop on Amazon on our shop tab.
Oh, that's true. Also, should give a quick shout to Marcus for the
check
email.
out Marcus's YouTube
Once
channel.
again, if you
in the
have
description.
definitely check out Marcus's YouTube. Also, if you have any ideas for last minute hobbies for us to do, hey,
Mhm.
Marcus emailed us and we followed through.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I mean, these guys didn't even do the hobby. It's just me,
True.
really.
We just talked about it.
All right, I think that's about it.
I
Chris,
did
are you
the
ready?
hobby. I just didn't learn something I'd never learned before. Anyway,
Until
right.
the very last time you defend
I'm
yourself.
bitter.
But let me show
All
you
right,
guys
Chris,
what.
put that
All right,
microphone
Chris.
down.
I'll show you guys what I learned.
ready to go?
Yep.
Whoa.
All right.
Dude,
Is
this
that
is
this?
kind
Okay.
of crazy here.
Finger picking.
Yeah, see, I told you. This is my favorite part.
Oh my God, Chris.
See, notice how I play guitar with the left hand, banjo with the right.
Okay.
Can you join in, Alex? There he is.
My mandolin is a little out of tune.
Killing it.
Nice. Alex, you learned more than I thought.
Thank you. All right.
You're sweating.
Get me out of breath. I got water my mandolin.
It's getting thirsty. Chris, this is really something, man.
Yeah, I mean, we had all week. I figured you guys would do something similar.
Yeah, this is good. All right, Chris, you can stop now.
I just got a couple, maybe a minute or two more.
Do you mind playing the Office theme song next?
Thank you.
See you next week.